Welcome back to another episode of the Otter Players Podcast, episode 55, where we are going to discuss the amazing Death Stranding 2 trailer, more news about Ubisoft and potential buyouts, as well as our amazing time that we've had all playing Split Fiction, as I'm sure many of you have, as I've seen so many people completing it in the community or still enjoying it. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, get to these topics, and see what everybody's been playing. Weeb, how are you, man? And what have you been playing?
Hello, hello, hello. We've been playing. I've of course been playing Power Yakuza, which I had to put on hold for a bit because Omar was best for me to play Split Fiction. But but was a welcome distraction. Yeah, so we played that, finished it. Also managed to get the plat, thanks to Nate and Prince for that, for helping out, and of
No doubt.
course Omar for playing the game with me. Um, yeah, it was a fun experience. It's you know that Hazelight has sort of got down to the T with these co-op games. It's pretty much it takes two, but with different setting and I suppose also a bit more challenging compared to takes two, so maybe a bit more mature in that sense. But overall, very comparable. I don't know exactly like which one I like more. I think it takes two sort of was the first time their co-op games really took to me, where really clicked. Like couldn't really get through a way out. But you know, with It Takes Two, they really I was really enraptured by the charm it had, and it was really fun playing it together. And yeah, I mean, the same with Split Fiction. I suppose the only disadvantage it has is that you come off of the terrific It Takes Two, and then the surprise effect is probably gone. So yeah, I just have to do bigger, better, and I think they deliver to for the most part. I suppose I think we talked about this offline. I think agreed that the fantasy sections do stand out as being the more interesting parts of it, despite you and me being sci-fi fans. But I I guess the thing is that the fans section just allowed them to go all out, and are much more comparable to what they did in Takes Two, and the sci-fi sections were much more gamey, in my opinion. So they were really like gameplay sections you've seen in other games, rather than going full on, sci-fi, what you can expect, like with aliens and alien planets and high concept things that they, or maybe cyberpunk setting, something like that. That's not what they went for. They were still amazing, but it is noticeable that there was a distinct difference between the two. But overall, fun experience. So highly recommend if you haven't checked it out. And yeah, and of course you can play it for free if you know somebody who has a copy. So yeah, other than that, went back a bit to Astrobot because they dropped the last DLC, the free DLC. Um, so yeah, it was also fun, and yeah, I know for some reason Ubisoft is more associated with PlayStation than Square Enix, but I don't know what to tell you. Um, and yeah, and of course Pirate Yakuza, which is still amazing. But I've still stuck, I think, in chapter two. Which is it doesn't have that many chapters. It's a shorter game, but it's sort of like as soon as I arrived in Hawaii, I just got distracted by everything. I want to do every side story, every mini game, explore the entire map. I've done way more than I need to proceed the story, but I'm just, it's just so much fun to play. Play as Machima, all the crazy stuff like doing a dating mini game with a tiger. Um, yeah, so yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun with that, and I'm continue playing that until I finished it, platted it, and then probably something else will have dropped since it's a crazy year. Um, yeah, so that's it.
No doubt. Playing plenty of good stuff. Yeah, like you said, I mean, stuff is constantly dropping, so something's always dropping. Whether it's something you were anticipating or a surprise. Uh, I know I just a friend of mine was putting me on to something that came out literally just the other day that I'd never heard of that looked interesting, and I decided to tell myself, nope, there's no need to even look at it because you
I
literally don't
know.
have time to
Oh
play it.
my god. Exactly. Like I
So
get mad every time I see another cool game like show a trailer or come out. I'm just like, bro, I don't have time. Like
exactly. But yeah, you speaking up there, Morgan. How are you, ma'am? And what have you been playing?
I'm good. Similarly to Weeb and I guess the rest of us in here. Um, Definitely played, finished, platinumed, Split Fiction with our host over here, Nate. It was a good time. I really, really enjoyed it. It's always fun to just play like a game. And what I mean by that is just like a really fun game. You're not really stressing, you're just having a good time, having laughs, playing with a friend, takes you back to like, when gaming started and it was just like that kind of couch co-op kind of fun. And I think Hazelight is one of those developers that really captures that spirit really well. And I always look forward to one of their games coming out. It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, the I don't want to spoil things, but there was that certain phone section that you definitely had us laughing. Like it was good. They have such quirky additions to their gameplay that really just make it an experience. Something that you really have to play. And of course, like we mentioned their consumer friendly additions to the game of the friend pass. If so only one person has to purchase it, and you can play with somebody, and then they learned, I guess, from It Takes Two. A lot of people, I guess, didn't have friends to play with or didn't know anybody to play with, so they set up like a Discord where you can meet somebody in there who either owns the game, or if you own the game and you need somebody to play with, you can go in there and play with a random stranger. I did watch a couple reviewers who talked about how that's the way they play the game. They went into the Discord and they say, I made some friends. Like, I got a new friend out of it. Like, play with a complete stranger, and it was a fun time. So, shout out to Hazelight. And the one time EA does something absolutely consumer friendly, which is way out of EA's league. So I guess I'll have to give them kudos for this one thing that they do. Um, but yeah, and then the game sold supposedly 2 million now as of a week. So congratulations to Hazelight. And it's very I want to give a remorse and apologies to the anti woke agenda for not winning this. It's very unfortunate for them, but good games always win at the end. So yeah, I give this game like 9.5 out of 10. I could see this definitely being a game of the year nominee this year. Um, but yeah, I've also still playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm taking my sweet time with this game because I just know, like, I'm enjoying it so much and I just don't want it to end. But it's not like I'm dragging it because there's just so much content in the game. I'm currently, I think, 145 hours in, and I still have not beat the main game. Like, it's not like I'm just doing side stuff. I am doing side missions, but I still haven't even beat the main campaign for this game yet. So there's that. Um, it's amazing, and they just released their first big update. Huge update. It was like 34 pages long of updates that they did. Kind of quality of life things. Like, as y'all know, I've been talking about this game for like the past 2-3 weeks now. And it's not anything, there hasn't been any kind of major issues with the game. It's just, like little stuff, like, little tech stuff, like some of the NPCs walking weird or doing weird things, or, some artifacting or lighting things that, were happening. And a lot of the updates were kind of quest specific. I guess some people have been having trouble completing certain side quests and stuff. So, and then they also added in the barber customization to the game. So now we can change our character's look, give him new hairstyle and new beards and things like that. So, I got Henry looking fresh. It's definitely amazing. I feel like I said this last week, but I feel like this will be the week I finish it. I mean, I have to, because Assassin's Creed comes out like next week. So I have to kind of wrap this up so I can move on to my next big open world game, because I will definitely be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows day one, and I cannot wait. I'm still debating who I'm gonna main, because they both are awesome. Maybe I'll go back and forth. I don't know, but yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, absolutely awesome. Can't recommend this game enough. If you are into open world RPGs, and you like the medieval style, not it's not medieval fantasy. So you're thinking like you're gonna get like dragons and magic and stuff like that. No, it's a more realistic take on medieval times. So there's that. But yeah, that's basically what I've been playing for these past couple weeks, because we didn't have a show last week. So yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, because unlike a lot of these scrubs out here in the gaming community, we were actually gaming last week.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know that's an unfamiliar thing for a lot of these guys. But yeah, Wara looks like he would agree with you. He absolutely seems to have loved Kingdom Come, and he finished it last week.
Oh, nice. Yes, it's a masterpiece. Absolutely, you are. Yeah.
But yeah, I meant to actually ask Weeb, because you kind of obviously said was your upcoming uh game. Out of what has release dates, Weeb, coming up, you know what your next game is when you're done here? Your next thing you're
What my
really looking
next
forward to?
game is, oh, man.
I know there's always a lot.
Yeah, if there's nothing coming out immediately that's interesting to me, then I'll probably go to Eden Chronicle, because that's been on my to-do list for the longest time.
Same, same. I bought it day
But
one.
yeah, yeah, that's day one. I played it first in Game Pass, and I liked it so much. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it for PlayStation. Um, but yeah, upcoming games. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty upcoming this year. I mean, we just had the amazing Trail of Death Stranding 2. Ghost of Yote is coming out, so there are amazing games coming out this year. Um, but what's immediate? I don't know. Have to look it up.
No, no, you're good. I mean, it was something just I added to
I
the intro,
think
so
as far as new games for you, it would probably be South of Midnight for you, I think, because that comes out April something. April something. And then the 30 Expedition 33.
Oh yeah, of
yeah.
course. Yeah, yeah. That's definitely on my list. And yeah, I was gonna check out the new Doom. Even though
Mm.
I'm skeptical, because the soundtrack will probably suck. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else is coming out. Plenty.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, Metal
I'm
Gear
telling
Solid
you.
Delta.
Oh
That's on
man.
my list.
Don't get me
Yeah,
started, man. Kojima. It's not Kojima really, but
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's
Hell.
the character.
they're copying his homework and updating it.
Yeah, copying the homework, exactly.
Exactly. Days Gone remastered.
Oh, absolutely. That's day one. You get
Yep.
an extra horde mode. Oh yeah,
Goatee.
bro.
Right. Nah, but yeah, like you said, there's a lot. The chat as well. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are looking forward to Um, Specifically games that have like release dates. Uh, the sooner the better. What are your next game or your next couple games if you got them lined up already? Definitely let us know. I know C Fresh was there and War at the moment, so we'll see if it when other people come in. Um, but yeah, we'll go ahead and head over to Omar. How are you, man? And what have you been playing?
Top, 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 top. I've been a little bit sick, so headache and stuff like that. But sickness is not so. If operation didn't stop me from playing, I don't think sickness is gonna stop me from playing. So I been playing a few games. First off, Yakuza 5, and then beat Yakuza 4. Amazing game. We talked about that. Yakuza 5 started off slow, but it ramped up really quick. And one thing I will always say is how Sega is able to create a connection between all the Yakuza combined. And I love that about them. Other than that, Suikoden 1, actually, a great story. I'm enjoying it. Gameplay is fantastic. I'm enjoying it. It's so fresh and different. I'm just
Okay,
not
wait.
used to the.
Before you go further, please, for the love of everything that is decent and holy in this world, tell me that you are playing this game with the guide.
Um,
Yeah, that's
partly,
a no. I already
That
told you
yeah,
he wasn't
that's a
going
no.
to.
Oh my
partly.
god.
Like I had no idea you can save dead players, but apparently you can. I did know that in order to get to the best ending, you gotta keep people alive. I'm like, that's obviously a thing. Like, no if or et but about it. I actually went back because Stan actually died. I thought it was gonna be an automatic death, but no, apparently I just need to level him up. Level 30 around and give him better equipment, which you just need to. I will say this. Suikoden 1, I don't know about the other Suikoden, have some of the best money farming materials, which is basically the dice minigame.
Yeah, a lot of people said they get to max money that way.
The dice mini and actually you need it because enemies don't drop a lot of gold, but what do does is equipment start wrapping up massively and leveling up your weapons. Oh god, that take up a lot of your money.
Yeah,
I
I'm
do
broke right
love
now because I just did that.
yeah, I do love the blinking mirror. Like that's such a godsend. It's not even funny. It's actually kind of like um teleportation that prevent you from one getting soft lock, but two speed up your farming, especially when the amount of enemies what around 100 something. I meant characters that you can recruit 100 something.
There's 108 stars of destiny.
Yeah. Um, I'm enjoying the story. I was curious if I should be able to use the mark of death because like that's not main character magic, but it's super helpful for farming, especially when you unlock level 3 auto death. You have 2 or 3 times, and then the other one where you have 4 times that you can do 300 damage. Like you can get powerful really quick. Boss battle, for the life of me, I played it this way, and I hate it, but I love what they did. Basically, if you play it smart, there is an area in the game that you can farm for water weapon upgrade. Basically, this water weapon literally give you health regen. It's not a lot, like 20%, 20 HP, but like that's insanely broken. And sadly, after you go further in the game, you're locked out of that area. I'm curious if when I go back to the area, it's gonna stay the same or gonna have a different enemies. So it is heavily how do I say this? It got a lot, and I mean a lot of hidden secrets from hidden characters, from hidden equipment that you can get from enemies if you farm them enough. I wish we had scan, but I'm like, it's not Final Fantasy, so there's that. Um, my biggest gripe is you already knew that it's the item management. I think what comes down to is how there is no way to you need the issue is your items that you're wearing they count as your load. I'm like that's literally bullshit. And I have the feeling there's no way to upgrade that, which is another bullshit. Apparently in 2 they fixed that and gave you a bag, which I'm super excited about that. I will say though, you can find areas where you can farm quite heavy, like the Necklord Castle. I'm literally 48 now, just because farming at the Necklord Castle, and I
Yeah.
started what 38, so it's literally broken. Yeah,
Yeah,
as you
perks
can
of
see,
playing a game where their primary concern wasn't limiting you constantly.
JRPG. I love it. This is how I was able to beat what you call it. That Sega game. I forgot what it's called. Because of the final boss, I farmed for an item that's super broken. This is why Steve is an amazing. Other than that, I still need to understand which character to pair up with which to get uh, United Attack, cause they do them damage, especially the what you call it, the AoE ones.
And this
But
is why
yeah,
I said you should have been playing. This is the
yeah, I'm
one
gonna.
game you have to play with a guide because there's so many things and secrets that you need to know. And you need to get all 108 stars of destiny
Yeah, I
to
know,
get the
and I
proper
don't think
ending.
I missed any. I
I
should
hope you
actually go
didn't.
back. I should go back and look up if I missed any. I think I know that level 4 characters are easily missable, like Lorelai. No, not Lorelai. The old Revolutionary Army girl father, I think. That's her father. I know he is missable if you go further in the game. So, one thing I wish was explained is the fucking castle level. Like, without a guide, I had absolutely no idea what the castle level means. They don't explain it. I'm like, why are you not explain that?
I mean, why don't
Another
they
thing,
explain that the castle levels up?
another thing, they don't explain what your status effect do. I'm like, do I need to read the manual for that shit? I just should use Google for that because it's confusing at some point. But yeah, and then we get to what arguably my first go-to of the year, split fiction. So basically, I got the platinum without getting the platinum. If that makes any sense. Basically, I
No, it
played
doesn't
it.
make any
So
sense.
you didn't get the platinum. Okay.
No.
Basically, I played with a friend, and because I played with a friend, I have no access to
But
trophies
to be
whatsoever.
clear, you
How?
played with Friend Pass, is what you mean.
Yeah, friend pass. Yeah. I did everything to get the plat, the trophy, the plat. Like found every area, found every bank, collected every stuff. The only
You
thing
didn't
is,
get the plat, Omar. Move on. God.
So you
wow,
completed the game 100%.
elitist man.
Man, he trying to belong to the club and say, look, I belong
I
to I
did,
did
listen,
everything. No,
I
no,
did
you didn't get the
every,
plat, Omar. It's
I
okay.
did
Let it go.
everything. I
It doesn't
literally
matter.
did
You didn't get it. You
everything.
don't got
Okay,
it. It's okay. Move on.
okay. So I did. I also found the demons that uh, Dark Souls. What you call it? Easter egg, which is funny. I love the small Easter egg in this game. They are loaded with Easter eggs, and it was fun, entertaining to see which one are which. One of my best area is surprisingly the one with it's a mini game, Actually, it's a mini area, side quest area, where you basically go into a fantasy where you are literally kind of like an homage to Harry Potter. I love that. My only gripe is I wish they gave you two potions instead of one. For a game it's all about co-op, why the fuck when you create potions do you get only one and not two? Like
I mean, you
that,
could make your own though.
yeah, you
Why,
can
why,
make your own.
why,
That
why would you need to have two?
because the game is literally riddled with co-op
But
players.
I mean, but
You
you can make it yourself though. Like you don't need to have
I
the person make two.
Yeah, because the other
can and
person may
I
not want the potion, so then the other person would just sit there.
then he just don't need to drink it. That simple.
Yeah, but then it would
But
be in the way, though. You see what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
literally create two
Omar,
tablespoons
you
of
are
sugar.
making an issue out of a non-issue
Yeah,
because
Literally
you could
nothing.
literally just
that's
walk
just
up
my
to the
two
pot
cents.
and make your own potions. It's not like only one person could do it and then they turned the mechanic off and now you can't have any. You could just walk up to the pot and make your own.
Yeah, because
Like
we literally did that. We
yeah,
Morgan sat there
because
and watched me make everything, and then she went up
and then
to
I
it, and then
walked
she
over
made
and made my
something.
own.
Yeah.
You
Like
know,
yeah,
I
yeah. We Omar, we literally did that. What are you complaining about?
I'm complaining about because when you were doing it, I had to sit there and wait for you to do it,
you
and
are the
this is like
most
what
ADHD
I
impatient
couldn't
person I've
edit
ever met.
myself.
Because you had to sit and wait, Omar, five
Yeah,
seconds.
I
It was
didn't
just
enjoy
too.
it.
It
I
was
didn't.
too long for you.
Again, it's literally no. The issue is it's
Oh
literally a
my god,
co-op game. Literally
Omar,
everything is
you had to wait
co-op.
30 seconds, and that was just too much for you. That was just too much, huh? You couldn't sit.
Hey,
That
that's my
speaks on you, Omar, and
that's
your level of patience. Because there
that's
was
my
so much to do around there. Why don't you just mess with one of the yarn balls, or mess with the balloons, or do something else
I did
while
that.
you were waiting for Weed to finish?
I did that, but again, it's my issue. There's that.
Omar,
It's your issue.
that
Again,
is the stupidest issue I've ever heard. I had to sit there
hey,
and wait for a week to be done. Good God, man.
the issue is like you're literally playing a co-op game, and you
Oh
and yeah,
my
it's just my thing.
God.
But
Look,
other than that,
if
I
two potions would have been made, Omar would have complained that he didn't have the opportunity to make his own potion.
you
See,
do
he
see you do see that they literally upgraded their budget. Like winning Goatee literally helped them because the the difference bet yeah, because what you call it, the game is literally I think 4 times bigger. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one. I do remember it being a lot bigger than Take Two. With that being said, I did cut my eye. That upgrade why it was not there, but DualSense there was zero implementation. But hey,
Of
it is what
course.
it is. It is what it is. And this
That is what it is. Okay, okay.
no, it's literally I literally feeling thing. But yeah, another thing, and this is I don't know if you had it or not, but me and Liv we did. Um, button prompts sometimes absolutely not working or have a massive delay, which can cause a lot of death. I do think they need to iron that out, but I'm like, I understand, especially with how literally this is a cross progress game that you can literally play with PlayStation guy, Xbox guy, and PC guy, literally with one run, which is that massive. Shout out to Joseph Ferris for that. Another thing that I saw is you know how the two girls are literally um, created to mirror his own two daughters. So with that being said, does Joseph Ferris have a favorite daughter? Cause I played as both characters, and Mio is by far the better character. She has the better gameplay mechanic. She has the better weapons. She has the better gameplay style. She has the better shine. So it genuinely makes you question: does he have a favorite? With that being said, I do put this above It Takes Two by a long, long shot. And if not for the amount of hitters that are this year with Death Stranding 2, with God of Yote, with uh, I think GTA 6, and I can even see Assassin's Creed Shadow, GOTY. I I would have seen this taking GOTY because they took what Take Two was and made it amazing. If that makes even sense, I do love the duality between uh, fantasy and what you call it, sci-fi. And I don't know about you guys, but I never once felt bored playing this game. They always found a way to make it wacky, to make it funny, to make it emotional as fuck. And the final boss, a little bit on the easier side, but I had a blast with it. I always love a good boss fight. But yeah, that's about it for me. Oh yeah, one quick. The game is riddled with bosses. Like we're talking 20 to 30 boss fights,
Yeah,
which is I'm all for.
yeah, we knew that you would love that. Also, the 400 Metroidvania like sections.
I
I
was like, oh
mean,
god, oh Omar's
I
gonna love
mean,
this.
the jetpack was fun, but yeah, the dragon. I got the one that couldn't fly. But
I
Oh
mean, that
hey,
yeah,
wasn't what we were
he
talking
was
about, but
You
yes,
okay.
but
you
yeah, we're
you
talking about the
deserve that
Metroidvania
dragon.
stuff.
he
Oh,
was
yeah.
trying. He was trying his best. Don't hate on him.
Listen, hey, he learned to fly at the end, so it's all good.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But sadly, he doesn't shine at the end. But yeah, great game. Like I can't recommend it enough.
so you weren't freaking out every time it switched to a Metroidvania style game.
Did
Um,
Omar know that it switched to Metroidvania? Because
I
apparently you have to
No,
tell
I
no,
Omar
so
for him
I
no,
to
no, no,
understand.
no, 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 he didn't.
I
Oh my
didn't.
god.
No, I really didn't because I was so involved in the game itself. I didn't even. It didn't even cross my mind that
See,
it is
I just said it. See, I told you.
Metroidvania.
Jesus.
I told you.
Like
This
It's
man's
like
supposed to
unless
be.
you unless a game literally says it in boldfont and like zooms in front
until
of
what you
Omar's face, he's not gonna
until
know.
I read it from you guys saying it on
Oh my
in the group
god.
chat. I
Omar,
never even thought about it being Metroidvania.
so Mr. I love, oh my god, I see 2 seconds of a Metroidvania in a trailer and I flip out. Didn't realize he was playing Metroidvania
No,
parts
it
when
was
he was
literally
playing the
just
game.
like you are doing something, you're getting an upgrade and move on. I get it now that Metroidvania style game, but I'm like, give me a break. I was having fun.
No,
Give me a
no, no,
break.
Bro,
That's
no, we're not
insane.
gonna
And
do
you
that.
were
does it
there
like
were
several
literal like
times.
Metroid parts. Like that's
Yeah.
just
Oh
Omar.
my
I
god.
was too busy just like playing the
I
game
was
to
too
not realize I
busy
was playing the
enjoying the
game.
game. And sometimes screaming because of the certain death, because of the button prompt not working. But
Wait,
that's about it.
I don't
No,
know.
This is
I
just
think I was
this.
doing most of the screaming, Omar, when you didn't get it.
Yeah, I was like, we only had one button prompt that didn't work, and that was
Now,
one that was a known issue.
me and Prince, we literally had to take a break because of it. Because the button prompt was so bad. So, I'm not sure if it's a glitch or a bug or whatsoever. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be patched out.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Well, that's very disappointing that you weren't excited about the Metroid
This
parts.
man,
That
this man's supposed to be
I
the
literally gave it,
Metroidvania
but I'm
that
gonna give
person.
this game like
is
a 9.5
very
out of
sad.
10.
Very sad. Mm. But to be
Of course.
expected. Okay.
Yeah, I figured. As for me, obviously, like everybody else, like Morgan said, I played Split Fiction with her. We got the platinum. Um, obviously, as well, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. It was really good. It's definitely a 9 out of 10, easily. Um, they pretty much knocked it out of the park. Like I said, we only ran into one bug during the boss fight when you get to the end where it wasn't registering the button prompt. Um, but Morgan had actually heard about the bug already, so when we went into the menu and switched the style of the button prompts to automatic or hold. Just basically you're switching it to a different style, and then you can switch it back after, and that worked, and we got past it in like 2 seconds. So they didn't really hold us up or anything. That was the only time we really had a major issue. Um, but yeah, like you said, the game was incredible. Like we've said, we definitely thought we would enjoy the sci-fi more, but the fantasy levels, they really got to go crazy and go all out. But yeah, overall the game itself is just amazing, and everybody should definitely play it if you get yourself a co-op partner and have a chance to play it. Um, my Priscilla was actually thinking of getting it and getting it for the kids so that they can, our nieces and nephews, so that they can play it. But I was like, we're gonna see if they like it first before we do all that, because I don't know, they got to actually play with their siblings to get through
Hey, I
it.
mean, at
So
least you would only have to get one copy, you know?
yeah, just one copy. So we'll see how they feel, especially now that they have two PS5s, and then they can also play crossplay via their sister's PC. So kids might get a shot at that as well. Um, but yeah, besides that, I also was playing Monster Hunter Wilds, so I beat that as well. Ran the credits on that. It was a lot of fun. Uh, we beat that. Me, Priscilla, and a couple other friends were playing that. That are real big Monster Hunter fans. Obviously, if you're playing it or you're seeing other people playing it, beating it is just the beginning. Of the rise of your hunter rank and fighting some of the harder monsters. They actually just did an update for Monster Hunter, adding um, one of the fan favorite monsters, and apparently he's been mopping the floor with some people. I've been seeing some complaints in one of the group chats I'm in about people getting carted out. So yeah, apparently this new monster is dropping people, and it's harder than the previous harder fight in the game. So yeah, that'll be something to jump in and try to take a shot at eventually. I'm still like early hunter rank because I haven't started the stuff afterwards because I've been playing so many other games. And then of course, I've played these games before back in the day. Suikoden being one of my favorite franchises of all time, but I did really start getting into Suikoden 1. Um, so I'm finally getting the ball rolling on that. I think I'm up to like 20 or 30 characters already, where I'm at in the game, but I definitely got to stop and do some farming because, like Omar mentioned, uh, upgrading your weapons could get really expensive really fast. But there's a bunch of different ways to earn money pretty fast and work on a lot of stuff to try to help you out with the game, and you can just kind of farm and break the game and just have a ball. So I'm just having an amazing time with that. Konami uh, did an absolutely amazing job on it. I do agree that the inventory system is terrible in this game, which is very reminiscent of how they tried to mimic something similar with Euden Chronicles. That was one part they, as a spiritual successor, they definitely should not have tried to mimic, which is why it was corrected in Suikoden 2. Um, but yeah, overall the game still has that same charm. They, like I said, they just did an amazing job updating these older titles by keeping the art style intact and just upgrading everything to HD and giving easy access to these games. Because most people, if you're into anything retro, especially stuff that's really hot, like a lot of the prices on some of this stuff could be sky high. And like Suikoden 2 alone was over like $350 when I was in like seventh grade. So yeah, like these games definitely needed to be updated for current day, so people can enjoy them across all current modern platforms. If you like turn-based JRPGs, you should definitely give it a shot. Um, you said I'm excited to go through and finish both of them and get the platinum for both of them, which you do have to play on hard to get, which is fine. They're not crazy hard, but yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that as well. Um, as far as things that are coming up, um, I'm definitely, obviously, next week. Looking forward to Assassin's Creed. I'm locked in on that already. I already bought the deluxe edition. I told people like I've played every single one day one. Huge fan of Assassin's Creed. Controversy be damned. I ain't worried about nothing and nobody. I'm playing that game 100% day one. And it's coming in perfect because it's coming in on a Thursday, which is when my weekend starts. So, yeah, I'll be good and ready.
Yeah, whatever.
Obviously, Death Stranding 2, June 25th. Looked crazy. We're going to talk about that here in a minute because that trailer was insane. That was a lot to unpack. Then also, I know we mentioned Doom, so that was another thing that we're planning on picking up. Again, there's just so many games, it's hard to remember it all because I know I thought of something else earlier while we was talking, and it's just like a constant onslaught of games. But yeah, I did see that War said that he was picking up quite a few games as well, similar to what we were talking about in the chat. And then obviously, if you are on Steam, the Steam sale is happening right now, which Seafresh was mentioning that he picked up a couple games. I've been seeing a lot of people pick up a ton of stuff every time the Steam sales come on. Honestly, I don't really know how people always. I never have a ton to pick up. I haven't gone crazy. I usually get 1 or 2 games, if anything, just because my library is so saturated already. I've been playing on PC since like the early 90s, so I rarely have something to pick up on sale unless it's something I've just been waiting on, and it finally hit that magical, okay, I'll just buy a number. But yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into our first topic here. We're gonna do this one because it's a little loaded. But before we do that, I gotta drag IGN for a minute because they got the nerve to to pull this Frost level nonsense, talking trash about PlayStation, which is crazy work to me because they had their podcast or update, the game scoop, and I guess they replaced somebody or got a new person on staff, and this man had the audacity to say this generation Sony had a bunch of B and B plus games, but unlike the Series X/S and Nintendo Switch, it didn't pay off to own a PS5. Like,
basically, you need to lie to fit in. I got you.
yeah, I was like, it didn't pay off to own a PS5 this generation. Really? That's the conversation we having. Like, see, this is the recency bias nonsense that get on my nerves with game journalists and the nonsense they be going on with. Because now that Microsoft finally got off their ass and finally releasing some of these games that they've been promoting since 2017, all of a sudden PlayStation ain't doing enough, and PlayStation wasn't worth having this generation. Like, what? Like, oh my god, bro! I swear, this is why people drag IGN. Like, exactly. Like Warwana said, IGN doesn't get dragged enough. And it's like every time I try to give them like the benefit of the doubt and be like, look, nah, you guys are okay. Like, they just do something worse. Like, people were literally calling this person Frost because this is around the same timing that Frost did this nonsense last generation where, PlayStation's amping up the rest of their releases, and Frost was like, Xbox is absolutely gonna smoke Sony, and people were looking at her like she was crazy. And then it was like right after that, PlayStation just released an onslaught of games, and I was like, we really acting like PlayStation hasn't been releasing it. Number one, released a console with one of their best starting lineups ever, and then has been consistently releasing games through the first party and with partners exclusively available for the console this generation. And like we don't have Lost Soul Aside, Phantom Blade, Death Stranding 2, and several other games up and coming. And I'm like, come on, man, let's not do this. Like, they, I'm telling you, this is what I always tell people. You know, people joke about the Xbox tax, you know, because they feel some type of way. But I'm just like, every single time, if PlayStation, I always tell people, if PlayStation doesn't reinvent the wheel, you know, they're not going to score a 95, 96. You know, they're not going to get the credit they deserve. And it's like they do it every time. And IGN's comments are a perfect example of what I'm talking about when I say people just never want to give them the credit. Like, it's wild at this point. Like, you got to be crazy to say that it hasn't paid off to have a PS5 this generation. Like, and then like to belittle the fact that you can even, because like other people have said this, right? And I've gotten on people that have said this, like, well, you know, you could have played Ragnarok on PS4, you know. And I'm like, yeah, and it would have looked and played different. Like, let's not act like there's like people acting like there's no difference. Like, I'm just like, is this what we really doing? The people who are sitting here upgrading their graphics cards and buying new laptops, but like, I can't with these people, man. I'm just so frustrated with some people right now, this generation, talking the most smoke, and they, you know, the people talking the most playing the least games. So, I mean, just let that sink in. That's all I'm saying. I see a correlation here, and it's just annoying at this point when it comes to this stuff. But but yeah, we'll go
So,
ahead and
so,
do it.
so you
What's up?
can tell me IGN is going to go out of business soon?
Right? That would be pretty funny. But yeah, you know, they're collecting those. They're obviously collecting those paychecks based on that discussion they had. So you know, they got parent company money backing them up. So they're gonna be there for a little
I,
while longer.
I mean, if they're going to go the way of Frost, then yeah.
Right? Right? Yeah, I just can't wait to see them eat them words, because those are always famous last words, like they were for Frost. Um, so it's always funny. Like I said, I'm definitely
Um,
critical of them when I need to be, but that's something I definitely don't need to be.
I gotta ask this: the company that literally released next gen games with the next gen console is not the one that is doing something good.
Yeah,
Yet the company that is buying publishers and have yet to release their portfolio, the roadmap that they are now, what? How many years are they behind on? They're close to half of the generation, if not more. Like, what have Xbox released next gen only?
well, yeah, that's the thing. They've just started releasing some of the games, and it's like apparently when they start releasing games, PlayStation, you know, and their releases and everything they've done this generation is null and void apparently.
And
So
the crazy part is, literally this year alone, we're getting Lost Aside, we're getting God of Yote, and we're getting Death Stranding too. Yet they don't count.
Nope.
It
Only,
levels.
only counts if they actually play games.
yeah, right.
It and like it's almost like they look at what Frost did and think, okay, how can we up that? But
Well,
they do
the
realize,
irony is he was saying like, you haven't had anything that was like that must play, and I'm like, that's a whole lie. But that, I mean, that's up to the individual, right? But I'm like, on the counterpart, and this is the thing I hate when people complain. Tell me what you played from Xbox this generation that you felt was what he was talking about, which is this A+
Game of the
must
Gen,
play game.
Starfield, obviously.
Avowed, obviously, Starfield, obviously.
I mean, his whole counterpoint to that was, I think what he's trying to say when he talks about PlayStation not having this game of the generation. Okay, that's your opinion. That's fine.
Yeah,
Um, but I think his counterpoint to that was trying to say that Nintendo and Xbox offered something different. I think I don't agree with Wade. I'm just saying I think that's what he was trying to say. Like, for PlayStation, what they offer is like, their blockbuster games, so they need to have like a genre defined game. But Xbox, they had Game Pass and Play Anywhere. That's their thing. That's what they offered. So that's what Xbox has, and Nintendo's got the Switch. So that's what they got the handheld games. That's what they have. But PlayStation didn't have their thing, which was the game of the gen. But it's weird to hold PlayStation to the standard of that when all three of them are gaming consoles.
Exactly.
They all serve the same purpose. But for whatever reason, PlayStation is the only one where that metric has to matter.
But
Yeah,
Like
PlayStation
Nintendo,
didn't just win Game of the Year. No, that didn't
no,
happen.
that didn't
Yeah,
happen.
like
and he was just like, Astro was okay, and I was like, interesting, because the whole industry thinks it was better than okay, because it wasn't just
yeah,
Game of the Year for the Keeley Awards, it was also Game of the Year from multiple award shows. Even though people swear that it only won Game of the Year at Jeff Keighley's show because PlayStation paid him off. Because
and
that's how it
then
works apparently.
at GDC they won again. So what does that mean?
Yeah, that's my point. But it's just like it's so weird how PlayStation's metric is always considered higher than others, but I guess that's what they say, like that's the negative aspect of success. You're so good that everybody just expects you to always be on your A+ game, and it's like if they feel like it's any kind of metric below that, then oh my god, you're failing, you're messing up. Where is this? This isn't the PlayStation we know. Oh my god, this isn't this like this is just rehashed PS4. Like like the amount of times that I've seen this way of thinking, like I'm like, so what you're saying is that you guys don't want any sequels in any amount of in any form of imagination. You don't want any sequel to any of the IPs. You just want brand new IPs, but you also want games to come out in a 4-year period. So you want a new IP, you want it in under 5 years, and you want it to be fantastic, great, using all the latest tech. And I'm just like, I just don't think you guys understand how gaming development works. It's like you want it quick, but you want it new. You can't have both. So you need to pick, one. You can't expect them to make a brand new IP built from the ground up and then come out within 4 years, because their other complaint is, oh my god, it's taking them 5, 6, 7 years to get these new games out. Like where's Wolverine? Where's Intergalactic? Where's this? Where's that? Where's Cory Barlog's game? And I'm just like, y'all know it takes a while to build up brand new games, right? But then when those same studios give you sequels, then you're mad. Sequels in a nice quick time, they're also upset because they're like, oh, it didn't take it took only 3 years. Oh, that's not a jump. Oh, it didn't show anything. And I'm just like, see, you guys are like not happy with anything. You're not
Yeah,
happy when you get a game quick. You're not you're unhappy when it takes too long to make a game. It's just like, what do y'all want? Y'all want a new IP in 3 years? Well, you got it. There's Astrobot. Oh well, it wasn't long enough. See, you just complain
and
about
didn't buy it,
everything.
apparently.
About everything. So it's just it makes no. But I mean, I get it. These influencers, these whatever you want to call these IGN correspondents, their thing, they're trying to keep Xbox in the rotation. What they're trying to do is keep it relevant in the gaming discussion, because Xbox has essentially told everyone that they're not anymore, right? They've obscured the name of Xbox to where that it's just a synonym for every other damn box that exists, right? So now there's no brand really anymore. It's not synonymous with anything. It's just, oh, it's Xbox's, anything that you can imagine, it's an Xbox, right? So they're trying their best to keep Xbox in the conversation, because keeping competition alive is what makes IGN money, right? What makes them and what gets them clicks is that back and forth that people have, the console warring, the discussions, the, oh, is this better than this? Oh, here's our review of this game against this game. That type of discussion keeps IGN relevant. So they're trying to bring Xbox back into the conversation, even though Phil has already said that Xbox has lost the console war, and they're not really they're never going to win against PlayStation again. Like he's already said this. He's like, in the hardware department, we're just not going to be able to beat PlayStation. We've lost. Like, it's
And
over.
the software department, they're literally putting their game on PlayStation. So.
And so IGN now is trying to be like, oh, well, yeah, Phil said that, whatever. But, if they do this with the hardware, they could bring back the competition. Oh, it can be great. It'll be a great competitive box against the PlayStation because it'll have Steam. And if it has Steam, then it'll have PlayStation games. And so it'll be on even ground because I could just play Xbox and PlayStation games on my Xbox. Those PlayStation games will be on my Xbox within a year after they come out. And it's just like, one, Xbox has never confirmed that Steam is going to be on this next Xbox. Y'all are hoping, praying, and wishing upon a star that this rumor that has kind of just spiraled out of control, and they're hoping that this thing is true because this would, I guess, help Xbox in the long term and at least put them on some kind of competitive landscape against PlayStation, because now they have a new storefront, which is a whole nother discussion, because I'm just trying to figure out how you have a competing storefront on your platform. Like, you're going to have a Microsoft store and a Steam. Like, how does that work? But and so they're just hoping that this happens, so there's some semblance of competition between the two boxes, and that is their goal. They want this competition to still exist. Like, I want it to exist too, but not for the reasons they do. I want this to exist because it's for the betterment of everyone. When competition is thriving, we get the best games. We get publishers and hardware manufacturers really fighting for our dollar, and they'll do what they have to do to get us to invest in their platform, which is only really great for gamers. But they want it because that makes them money. The competition brings them clicks, so that's why they want it.
Yeah.
And as just like, you can tell I was just watching, you can tell from their faces that half of them don't even believe the crap that they're saying. Like, I saw Ryan on there. He was just like, yeah, Xbox is they're gonna liven up the competition. If people can spend $700 on like a Pro, I don't see why they would have any problem spending $700 on a handheld. I was just like, how does those two
correlate,
compare?
Yeah.
Like, what does this handheld have to do with anything? He's just like, they could buy this hand. This isn't the only handheld that Xbox is going to make. They buy this one, and it kind of gets them into the game with making handhelds, and they can learn. And then in 2 years, people will be ready to upgrade. I was just like, wait, so you're saying people would happily buy $700 for this handheld, and then they'll happily upgrade to another $700 or even more expensive handheld that Xbox makes, that actually has the Xbox store into it. They'll upgrade for another $700. I was just like, sir, where are these people with this just disposable income that you're talking about that are happily upgrading handhelds in 2 years? Like, people don't even upgrade their PCs that often, but they're upgrading their handhelds. All right. And you can just look at the look on his face. Like, he didn't even believe what he said. He was just like, he just looked away from the camera so quick. He's just like, yeah. Like, it's just the disingenuous nature of these
arguments.
People that, yeah, it's just like, bro, let it go. There's nothing wrong with being an Xbox fan. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being an Xbox fan and being excited for the hardware, because if you're genuinely excited for what Xbox has to bring next, more power to you.
Yeah.
You want to see what the new console does, what the new handheld does. New tech is always exciting. So I can absolutely understand that. But to try to say that a platform holder that has themselves said that they've lost the competition, and you trying to say, well, that's not exactly true, when the people with the numbers and the revenue and they have all the facts in front of them, the people that are in charge of this company tell you that they have lost, and you trying to be like, nah, they haven't. It makes no sense to me. Let it go, bro. Just be excited for your Xbox. You don't have to bring them into the same conversation with PlayStation. You could just be excited for what they have to offer and what they can do. like when it comes to competing on the same front as PlayStation, that competition has been over for years now. They've lost, they've bowed out, and this is why they're doing all of these things. This is why they're supposedly letting a Steam store. This is why their games are on PlayStation. This is why that they've essentially given up on trying to compete at a first party level. Like they're just becoming essentially a third party publisher. They've lost and they've accepted that fact. So I think it's only fair that everybody else accept that fact. Like, let it go and just be excited for whatever Xbox has next. Okay.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even talk about Sort of Midnight. Why? So you had literally the chance to talk about how Xbox is doing so much better now that they have released a few games, and they're literally going to release one of their heavy hitter, which, despite the budget for Sort of Midnight, I truly believe that game is gonna at least review well. And then also talk about Doom, how that's gonna be. No, instead they wanna put PlayStation down.
Well, the irony is that they're putting PlayStation down, and in the same light, they're excited about the idea of being able to play PlayStation games on a PC.
The games
that branded
the games
Xbox.
that they don't like that are overrated.
When PC Game Pass became a thing, didn't PlayStation block all their games on PC Game Pass?
Well, it's not PC. It's not Game Pass.
No. I think you're talking about GeForce Now.
Yeah, you're talking about GeForce Now. They tried to use a workaround to basically either remote play or use GeForce Now.
Because GeForce Now has some Xbox PlayStation games on it. Like one of them was, I think, Days Gone or Death Stranding. One of those two. And you could use GeForce Now like on a back way on an Xbox Series S, I believe. And people were trying to play that game on, GeForce on their Xbox, but PlayStation blocked it, essentially. And then people got mad. They were like, why would PlayStation do this? I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to play the game so bad, there are other platforms you can play it. I mean, it's like it's not an Xbox game, so it's not going to be available on Xbox. It's that simple.
Not only that, when PlayStation released games like Spider-Man 2, amazing game, all they talk about is reused asset, but you're the type of people that want games to be released on time and not take too long, yet reused asset is an issue. Copy and paste the same map, their talking point is, like, at the end of the day, PlayStation being dragged, like, if the one on top misses fuck up one time, they turn it into their biggest
I mean, that's the thing. They're not even messing up. They're just talking trash just to talk trash. Like, that while PlayStation is lining up the rest of their releases for the year. That's literally all that's happening right now. And I mean, Hero already said it in the chat. It's already an issue to get people to upgrade once a generation to a $500 box.
Yeah, but so there's so many people still on PS4 right now.
Yeah, and they talking about $700 handhelds.
A year that was supposed to be PlayStation slow year, one game of the year.
Yeah.
And in that same breath, they literally revealed a next-gen title from Intergalactic, Naughty Dog. Like, you absolutely can't win with these people.
Nah, you definitely can't.
I'm just happy that they've given up on the idea that this handheld was going to be anywhere between $200 to $300.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm just glad that they started using common sense and realizing that if you want a native handheld, it's going to be at least $500. Because they had this idea that they were going to get like a Steam-like device, a Steam Deck type or ROG Ally device and Xbox was only going to charge $300 to $400 for it. I don't know where that idea came from and why they thought that was a possibility, but it's definitely not. And if this one, supposedly being partnered with Asus, and their ROG Ally is already like what $600 or whatever. So it's just it's very interesting. I'm really interested to see what exactly is different between this Xbox device versus a ROG Ally, because if the Xbox store isn't even going to be on the handheld, I really don't understand what the point is. Is it just to put an Xbox logo on it? Like, I hope it's at least better than the ROG Ally, because if it's not, then it again, I don't understand the point of
Yeah,
this
I
device.
really don't
A
get it.
handheld from Xbox that's gonna rival or be close to switch to price. Yeah, that's close to dead on arrival. People
Yeah.
gonna prioritize switch to over the handheld.
Well, no, they're getting more realistic about the price because now they're hearing it's going to be done by Asus, and Asus, their last ROG Ally is about $800.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I wanna be surprised if this one hit 800 to 900. I'm not sure because I don't, do numbers like that.
Yeah. But yeah, the irony about the whole thing in their discussion I just laughed about was that their biggest excitement for this device is to play games that are not Xbox. Was the thing. That was the whole funny part about the discussion. So they dragged PlayStation, but then they're excited that they might be able to play PlayStation games that come to Steam, 18 months later, uh, or 2+ years later, whenever they come, and
I haven't
then
discussed the
emulation.
The actual reality currently happening where you can actually play Xbox games on your PlayStation, but they don't talk about that. Like, literally, Forza is about to release on a PS5, and this Obsidian whatever remake or whatever is most likely going to be day one on PlayStation. They don't talk about the fact that all these Xbox games are coming to PS5, and so that makes the Xbox relevant. No. But the mere fact that there's a possibility that you could possibly play PlayStation games on your Xbox, that's a game changer. I'm like, what?
But I
Like,
thought
okay,
you hated PlayStation. Like,
cool.
they can't commit, don't they?
Yeah, it's it's just too funny, man. It's like you could tell they're just, I don't know. It feels like a bit at this point. Like they're just the acting skills are just showing. Like Morgan said, you could tell a lot of them don't even believe the conversation that's happening. But they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
we got to make a show
it's
out
like,
of
where's the
it.
passion? You can
Yeah,
tell by the way they're saying it, and the quiet after they say something, because usually, like, when you're saying something people agree with, they'll chime in like, yeah, yeah, or what about this point and that. But it's like every time they made another point about how Xbox was dominating, there was this awkward silence for about 3 or 4 seconds, because it's just like they they can't even back each other up on the BS that they're saying. They know what they're saying is complete fluff and it's nothing but hopium. But anything to keep the console war alive. You got to keep that competition alive. I hope that Xbox releases early. I don't think I guess we've moved on from the 2026 thing. It's going to be 2027.
2027 now. Yeah, now they're accepting that.
I hope that PlayStation doesn't release that year. Give those guys a good head start. That's what I say. Let them get a head start, because then when PlayStation finally does drop and then continues to outsell them anyway, there will be no excuse for them to say, well, they won because this. No, let them have a head start. Let them go first, and then when we lap them about 3 or 4 times, then we'll see what the excuse is.
The head start is not gonna do them well because it's not gonna have next gen title. It's gonna be cross gen. So
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
it's pointless.
Yeah, I mean,
Like we know most of their studio what they're working on. We have yet to see any update for that zombie game. See, I forgot what it's called.
I mean,
State of Decay
supposedly
3.
that they're having supposedly that's supposed to be shown at the summer showcase.
Yeah, so I mean, like they are behind on their games that they have showcased. So we know the studio.
I mean, I won't give them flack on that, because they're still releasing a bunch of games. So I mean, if they were behind and they weren't releasing anything, then yes, I would be upset. But they're releasing a game every month, so I can't even be mad that they haven't talked about stuff, because it's like at this point they have a lot of stuff.
Okay, I get you on that end, but I don't see them working on next gen titles yet.
Well,
Well, I mean,
that's why they changed their tune
the
from the
console hasn't released yet,
2026
so I
thing.
can't comment on that. But
Yeah, they don't even supposedly like their dev kits aren't even out yet. Like,
yeah,
so yeah, that's why I said the whole conversation about 2026 I already knew was a joke, because anybody who understands hardware cycles and evolution knows that that's a joke. Especially someone like me who builds
let's be
PCs.
real. Most
You
of
know,
them wanted 2026
Oh, they
because they
wanted
were
it.
they were hoping that, you know, because when it's specifically about GTA 6, and why I say that is because every time, you know, GTA 6 is going to be one of the biggest games of the generation, right? And so far, you know, it's going to be the best place that you can play it day one is going to be on the PS5 Pro, right? It's going to be consoles only, no PC. So at least for a year, the best place to play it will be PS5 Pro. And they hate that. So they were hoping, one, that GTA 6 would get delayed to 2026, and then two, their new console will come out in 2026 so that they would have the best place to play GTA 6. Like, I've seen that being the theme of a lot of Xbox dudes talking points. Like, they won't directly say it, but they allude to it. Like, I mean, you know, it could be, you know, 2026, you know, it could be a great year for Xbox, you know, new console, then GTA 6 coming on it. I mean, I'm just saying that'd be the best place to play. I'm like, okay, that, you know, that is a major reason why they want it to happen in 2026. But again, most of us realize that 2026 was way too early to start the generation. It feels like this gen just started in a lot of ways, and honestly, I don't feel like the Series X has been utilized that much for uh you know, the next generation of Xbox to already start. Like, I think, what, last year, or was it this year, that we've gotten our no, last year was like the first year that they had, like, you know, all this gen first party games, you know, like that wasn't the games that weren't cross gen, right? So it's just like to then be like, okay, you know, we had 2 years of this gen games, yay, and okay, now we're starting the next gen. Like, it just seemed too soon. Like, I feel like we still haven't gotten that game. Like, yeah, there was Hellblade 2, but I mean, well, I mean, you know, it was essentially just a walking simulator. Like, there was really barely any gameplay on it. I think Fable's going to be that game for them that kind of finally pushes the Xbox in the fidelity and gameplay field. And, you know, that's being delayed to 2026. So it doesn't feel right to then, okay, Fable's here, but you also can play it on this new console. Like, it just seems too soon.
the sad part is, and I know for a fact that this person doesn't care about Xbox. Because if he cared, he would mention Sort of Midnight. And something new IP, fresh, releasing literally next week, or I think next month. It's frustrating because instead of hyping up Xbox, he would rather lie and put PlayStation down. And anyone with a brain cell and a half, or just have played Returnal, or Spidey 2, or Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, would know that no, PlayStation been killing it next gen alone.
Absolutely. Which is why let's talk about some Death Stranding. Let's talk about some PlayStation games. All right, let's forget about Xbox. Let's talk about PlayStation.
Nah, that whole thing was hilarious though. But yeah, we can jump to the next topic here. Obviously, like I said, the Death Stranding 2 trailer came out. Probably seen it by now. Kojima put out a ton of a ton of teasers. Like, somebody joked about, they were like, "Oh, you can," you know, Kojima's like one of the few people that could put out an entire trailer for 10-15 minutes and you still have no idea what's going on.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I was like, that
Love
is
it.
very accurate for Kojima. Um, having having this trailer come out and still be like, "Oh my god, what's gonna
Hmm.
happen? What am I
For
gonna
all we know,
do?"
it's a platformer now.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean,
Be like, surprise.
I
this
still
man,
have no idea.
this man's always doing something incredible. Obviously, the story's looking even more complex than the first one. Which, if you played the first one, you know how crazy that got. Um, I can't even begin to explain it. You gotta experience it for yourself, man.
Yeah,
On a whole different level. It's just nothing like it. Like, say, make it to. I always tell people, make it to Port, not City. before you say otherwise. Like I always tell people at least that. But it's not for everybody, right? Like Nelson's not here right now, but he can't get into it, and I'm like, that's fine. It's not for everybody. But hero, the show finally starts. I mean, we had to drag people first. You know what I'm saying? I got to get to it. Rightfully so. But yeah, this trailer, Kojima came out at South by Southwest, brought out this trailer, came with the release date, which was most important to me. Priscilla had woke up now and she's in the chat, so she was excited because obviously in June is her birthday, so she's gonna get the sequel to one of her favorite games in her birthday month. So we're definitely gonna be there day one. She did say it's her she's getting her reason. This is her one of her first reasons for her PS5 Pro. And I was like, yeah, you absolutely right. I've seen several people, in fact, who weren't even gonna get a Pro, who were like, well, after they seen this trailer, they have either gotten one or plan to get a Pro. Like, and it's crazy because what they're showing right now is just the PS5. Like, Decima Engine is that crazy.
And you can clearly see the improvement, the quality of life, the what you call it, the environment, obstacles are gonna be between fire, thunder, and lighting, and avalanche. Yeah, no, it's crazy that this is the same Decima engine that we got Horizon. Like,
Absolutely.
if you show it to a non-gamer, he would absolutely not believe that.
Yeah, you definitely could tell that Kojima and team really know what they're doing with the Decima engine after all this time. Like you said, the just the breadth of environments, going from the desert, the Rockies, the jungle, the snow. Like he's going through each of these areas. This really desolate area here that looks like it's got a lot of time fall going on. Like honestly, it just there's the fire on the screen. It just looks absolutely phenomenal. Um, Honestly, it's hard to pick what just looks so great about this. Him going across here in this new vehicle, which if you played, you understand the significance of a lot of these new vehicles. Like
Mm-hmm.
there were certain things you couldn't go through before, couldn't do before, and now they're transforming and coming out with new ways to get across and traverse. As well as a lot of the new characters they're showing off. Um, a lot of symbolism going on in a lot of the trailer as well. Here at this part that's on the screen, you can see where Fragile is holding Lou and is injured. But again, like he never gives you enough to really fully understand what's going on. But
Like, you don't know if Fragile got killed here. You only know that she is
Yeah.
literally in bad shape. You don't know
yeah,
anything.
exactly. Also, she looks healed here, which is something a lot of people hadn't talked about. Because if you remember, her body was damaged, like below the neck from Timefall before. So, like again, you just have no idea what's going down. But everything just looks so incredible. These massive new bosses. Um,
Oh yeah.
Everything that you're fighting and coming across. I don't know, man. Just how are you guys feeling after seeing the trailer? My hype is through the roof. I'm already day one. You just got to decide where I'm getting it, how I'm picking it up, um, and just going from there. Uh, but Morgan, how are you feeling? I know you're a, a big Kojima girl, so
Yeah. Like you said, this is very Kojima. You know, I love the fact that he edits the trailers himself. It means it's purposeful, and the things that we see are probably hints to what the actual game is about. But because we don't have context, we don't really know what's going on. But yeah, he's a master at editing these videos. The music from Woodkid, which if you were a fan of the first game, he was one of the major artists in the first, and they brought him back for the second, and the song is fire. I've been listening to it because he dropped it after the new gameplay sequence. So it's a really great song. But yeah, I expect to be vibing to the music as per usual with Death Stranding 2 as I'm trudging along. But yeah, it looks like the landscapes are going to be even more vast. We're going to be seeing even crazier things. It seems like the timefall is even more aggressive in this game. Like the bosses and the enemies that we encounter seem a lot more aggressive and from the trailers than in the first game. We see little new enemy types, and we even got a little Solid Snake little representation in the trailer, which was absolute fire. In the form of Neil, the character Neil. He's going to be replacing the Clifford character from Death Stranding 1, where he had his own skull army. So he's going to be that antagonist for us in this game. Or maybe he's a protagonist, maybe Kojima's switching it up, who knows. But he seems to be kind of replacing that, and I hope he brings just as a passionate of a performance as Cliff did in the first game, because I love that character. But it looks like we're gonna be in Mexico, and we're gonna to be connecting, since we've done everything in the US, and now everything in the US is automated. So now we're taking our talents to South Beach. We're taking our talents to Mexico, and we seem to be doing the same thing there. The story, like you said, with Fragile, we don't know what's going on. Honestly, I think Lou is either ends up dying, or I feel like no one in Kojima games really freaking dies. It's just like
exactly.
You think somebody's dead, and it's like, I'm actually back, and like, oh, okay,
I'm not dead. I was on the other side.
You killed me. But I think either that Lou's probably going to come back in the way of the form of the beach in some way, like but I don't think Lou's going to be in the child form that we see, the baby form that we see throughout the trailer. And even in some parts where we see Sam walking around, we see that he doesn't have Lou with him. Some parts he does, and then other parts he doesn't. So it's gonna be interesting to see how we're gonna be traversing without our little beacon, as I like to call him. So yeah, it looks like we got new equipment too, right? Like we have
lots of new
some
equipment.
some new little traversal things. Like we can, like you said, we can traverse through the black tar now, which is something we really couldn't do without aggravating every little entity inside of it, chasing after us essentially. So we've seemed to have in this game kind of learned how to not necessarily control the timefall, but at least work with it, become a part of it. I mean, with our ship now, we can essentially dive inside of it and fly over it, like without it, because obviously if you played the first game, anything that touched it essentially aged or rusted or withered and died. So I guess we figured out some way to have some devices that can in fact be used on it without aging. So that's awesome. We've human beings, we figure it out eventually, I guess. So it looks like we have some equipment that will be able to go in these places without rusting or falling apart. And then of course, like I said, we got the new characters. As of course freaking Higgs is back, because like I said, in a Kojima game, every time you think your main enemy is gonna freaking die, no, they come back in some form or fashion, right? Like this man Higgs, he's back. But he looks like he's at least formed some kind of bond or attachment to what's her face,
Amelie.
Amelie, yeah. Because he has her necklace and it looks like he's rocking her hair. So I don't know if they've like formed as one entity. I don't know if he found a way onto her beach and is now like using her power to try to bring the end of mankind again. Because I think that's Go ahead.
Found a way onto a beach. That's phrasing.
Yeah, onto the beach. But yeah, it because I'm really not trying to spoil things from the first one. But
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
certain
no.
events.
The first one is so crazy that unless they've played it, they won't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, certain events happened in the first that got stopped, and it looks like those certain events are trying to transpire again in this game. I love that, like, because like I said, I'm gonna keep saying this. This is a very Kojima thing where in his games you will try to stop the end of the world event for happening, and you sort of succeed, but in the sequel it comes back again. like that's Metal Gear. Like, oh man, we're gonna stop the Metal Gear. Oh yeah, we stopped it, but here's this other country taking this other Metal Gear, and they're gonna use it, and then we gotta stop that again. And that's just kind of the theme Kojima likes to do, and I'm a fan of it, so I'm not mad. It's just I love it because he sticks to what he knows, and he sticks to what he's good at, which I love. So it looks like we're gonna be trying to stop an end of the world event again. And then the theme of this trailer seems to be what we see in the title, like we should never have connected.
Yes,
and my
that one. That's
yeah
the line that's killing me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in something where, in the first game, our focus was connection, trying to get everybody on the server, on the grid, right? So that, the UCA could, come through, and everything could be automated. We wouldn't have to have the need for people to deliver packages anymore, because obviously it's very dangerous, it's life-threatening, and not obviously packages don't always make it because people die, right? So they wanted to make it automated. They wanted to connect everything. But I think the theme is like, when it comes to connection, when it comes to connecting people together, there are positives to it, but there's also negatives. Like, not everybody wants to be connected, right? And not everybody has good intentions for the connection, right? People, even in the first game, we see like, people trying to use the connection for nefarious reasons, right? And I think we're going to see the consequences of those connections that we made in the first game in this game. And so it'll be interesting to see kind of like the opposite perspective. Like, okay, we spent the first game connecting, we spent the first game building that quote, bridge, as they, the bridge. But, and now we're going to see the consequences of the bridge that we connected, that human fallacy that we have. And it's interesting. We're going to see also a new sect, a new cult that looks like it's arisen, that I guess Higgs is a part of now.
Mm-hmm.
And my guess is that from the way the trailer is set up, in that one frame where the guys in the red were kind of circling around Sam and they were bowing, I think, I don't know if they worship Lou, because I think he had Lou in his hands at that point. So maybe it's Lou's connection with the beach or something. And I just think, this is kind of like one of those end of the world sects where they want to bring about the destruction, and they want to bring about the timefall, to kind of the extinction event, as it's known as, to bring the end of humanity. I think that's kind of what their goal is. And obviously we want to try to stop that, because, we don't want people to die. So I think it's going to be us trying to fight against that. And it seems like, if you remember from the first trailer where we kind of confront Higgs before he did that little guitar solo shit, when he was talking to us, and we were asking him, do you know what happened to Lou? Like, are you the one who killed Lou? And he's just like, you don't understand what's going on. He said something along the lines of that. So I think Higgs, we're probably going to be looking for Higgs, because Higgs probably has the answers that we're looking for when it comes to what happens to Lou, and Fragile and all that stuff. So there's going to be a lot of complex themes in this game that I'm feeling, that we're going to get, like. And then of course, we got the like I said, the ship right there riding the tar currents. And another Metal Gear reference there with like, that's the scene I'm talking about right there, where they were bowing at Lou. Right there. I think that right there is essentially, that's where I thought, okay, so it's the cult that I guess worships the timefall, and worships like the entities on the beach. but the other Metal Gear reference with the when they put the ship on top of the big old giant, like it reminded me like of Rex in Metal Gear Solid 4. I was just like, okay, yeah, I was like, all right, Kojima, his Metal Gear references are amazing. I'm glad he's still, at least on not necessarily good terms with Konami, obviously, but still has love for his older franchise that that he still puts those references in his game. Because I kind of thought at the reference from the Death Stranding director's cut, the where Sam was looking at the box and was like, nah. I kind of thought that would maybe be his last little wink at Metal Gear, but the fact that he's pushing even more, and it's like the winks aren't even winks; they're just like, this is obviously a Metal Gear reference. I enjoy that. I hope he keeps that, and hopefully, I hope we see some more Metal Gear references when we actually play the game.
Kojima doesn't give a fuck if Konami likes him or not.
Oh yeah, that's what I love about him. Yeah, it wasn't about him. I wasn't worried about him and his feelings towards Konami. I just didn't know if he cared to, go back and reference Metal Gear anymore. Like he was just like,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I moved on, whatever,
I think
But
Konami have changed.
you said
But
what?
after the whole Kojima stuff, otherwise I don't think we would have seen it.
Yeah. But yeah, I was so happy to see that, old boy put that bandana on. I said, yo, ain't no way. Just stared right into the camera with it. I said, okay, I love it, Kojima. Keep bringing me more.
People call him
but that character in particular,
the Prophet, because he particularly said years ago that actor
that
would
he
look
wanted
like him if he put the bandana on, and that's the whole
the
joke
one thing about
Kojima.
If he likes you as an actor, bro, best believe you're gonna be in his game. I'm just gonna assume that everybody that we've seen throughout last year and the year before that we've seen Kojima take a picture with at his studio, they're all gonna make cameos in the game. So I'm guessing Tim Shyamalan or whatever his name is. I guess he's gonna be in the game. It's probably like a porter or some way we would deliver to the little hologram. My girl from Euphoria, what's her name? Shoot, I can't remember her name. The main white chick.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be in there. Old girl from the Fallout show that he had. He tweeted about her a couple times. She was at his studio too. I think she's probably gonna be there. Like all these stars are probably gonna be in there in some form or fashion, because that's just how Kojima is. He loves his Hollywood actors. He's gonna put him there. I don't have any problem with that. But it looks like it's gonna be crazy, and that the character that you were just talking about, the Neo character, the Metal Gear, the Solid Snake character, as I like to call him, he looks like he's going to be really important. From what he said at the beginning of the trailer, where he was talking to who I assume is his girlfriend or something, because they seem to have broken up. Like she was just like, nah, I'm good. Like we got to end our relationship or something. I don't know if they were having an affair or what was going on, but it seems like he was helping the the USC or UCA smuggle in pregnant stillborn women or something like that, from what he said. I think, like Mags from the first game, I think he is one of those entities that, because of whatever negative happened between him and the UCA, that ghost, or that thing is haunting him, causing him to come back and do whatever he has to do to kind of
visit the battlefield.
The battlefield thing to help relieve his spirit, because you could tell from the way he was talking about it, he was not comfortable with what he had to do. I think he was part of the people who, when the Death Stranding first started, where they started experimenting on BBs and realizing there's a connection between the stillborns and connecting to the beach, that he was one of those people that had to start smuggling in pregnant women to bring to the United States so that they could use them to stop the everything that they were doing. So I think it looks like he's he's explaining what he has to do to her, and she was like, you can't do that. That's not legal. And he was just like, that's why I have to smuggle them in, because obviously the experimentation of BBs was like outlawed or whatever. So he seems to have been part of what they were doing at the beginning of the Death Stranding. And I think that and what he had to do is why he's either coming back from the beach where he's dead and he's coming back the way Mags did, or he's just still alive and this thing is haunting him. The actions that he had to take are just haunting him, making him come back. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm trying to guess, and it's like, knowing Kojima, I'm like way off.
Yeah, you'll just be like, oh my god, I can't believe. Like in the end, because that's how we're always are.
Yeah, there's just so much from this trailer, and I've just been watching it over and over, and I watched it again in 4K, and it looked absolutely fantastic.
We'll still be lost.
Yeah, and I've been trying to like look at different clips and trying to break it down, but again, I'm probably way off base with everything I'm saying, but this is just me guessing about.
I do agree with Viper,
the references
though.
I see.
I think that in the end, Higgs will be good, only because I feel like that's a very Kojima thing. Like,
yeah,
they always,
a very he likes the death. I mean, the Darth Vader approach, where the villain is like a villain until like the last second, and they're like, "Let me help you, son."
Yeah,
and then they die.
It's totally Revolver Ocelot. I mean, he literally played young Ocelot.
I don't know how many times Ocelot like double crossed, triple crossed. Actually, my real intention is to work with the CIA, but you said you're working with the Russians. No, the Russians thought I was working with them, but it was actually, I'm like, oh my god, you know what, Ocelot, I don't know who your loyalty lies to half the time, but if you're helping me today, I'll take it. That was my attitude with him. Like, all right, okay, bro, okay. But yeah, that's very Kojima coded, where you never really know where the so-called antagonist loyalties lie, right? It's usually with themselves, right? Whatever purpose serves them at the moment, but at the end, they usually choose the path that we're on, and they kind of help us out. So it'll be interesting to see if, Higgs, that's an interesting proposition, if Higgs does become a helper for us. And I think it'll also be interesting to see if this is kind of like the last Death Stranding we get. I don't know if he's going to do like a trilogy thing, or if this is, the last game of Death Stranding. I mean, I'll take either way, whatever vision he has, I'll take it. But yeah, it's there's just so much to break down from this trailer. But I'm not going to keep talking because I want to hear you guys' opinion too.
No, I get you. Yeah, I mean, the excitement is obviously palpable. Everybody's feeling it. The chat's chiming in, talking about some of the things and theories that they're thinking as well. Obviously, if you've played the first game, you know. If you haven't, this conversation will give you nothing. Yeah. Trust me.
I say give it a try, because I think I'm pretty sure Death Stranding, the director's cut, is, I don't want to speak wrong, but I think it was on PS Plus at some point, and it might still be. So if you haven't tried it, there, and if you have PS Plus, I think that's a great way to give the game a try. If you're still on the fence about it, and if Death Stranding 2 looked interesting enough, I say, give it a try. If you don't like it, there's nothing wrong, because I think when it comes to Death Stranding and Kojima, it's like you either like it or you don't. Like, there's really no in between. It's like, oh man, I love this game, or oh, I don't like that game. Like, it's really no kind of middle ground for this. It's you like it or you love it or you hate it. So I say give it a try. It really doesn't really pick up until, I would say, the first, like after like the first 4 or 5 hours. It's a slow start, but I mean, I loved it from the beginning, because I really like the kind of slow start games, like the kind of just kind of take their time to bring you in. And I just love the walking, doing that first mission, taking that body to the furnace, like just walking and traversing that mountain to get it to the furnace was just so relaxing to me. So I enjoyed it, but I know some people like the more up-paced, kind of fast-paced intro. So I would say, like, just kind of just be open to receive what it's trying to tell you. But if you're not feeling it, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you don't have to love the game, but I just say, give it the old college try, and be open to your mind being fucked, essentially. So yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, Hero was saying he's trying to avoid spoilers and stuff for some things, and I was like, yeah, like there, it doesn't. I get that for like Marvel movies and stuff because that's what he was saying. But I was like, with Kojima, whatever you think you saw, you did not see.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you right now, you weren't spoiled with
I,
anything in this trailer. He could have showed you the literal ending in this trailer, and you would
yeah,
never know until you
like
finish
they
it.
literally did that with one of his previous trailer. One shot that come over that it early in the game or mid game was literally end game trailer shot, and you have no idea until really the end.
Hmm.
So as someone
I
that
think,
is literally allergic to
Like
spoilers,
spoilers and stuff. Yeah.
I am
yeah,
zero point with this one.
yeah. And one of the things I really love about Kojima's games is that he has a way of making you fall in love with like every single character, regardless of whether they're a protagonist or an antagonist. Like, regardless of the role they play, like if they're you know the direct person trying to stop you from getting to your mission and stop you, like he just has a way of telling their story that you could be like, damn, I get where they're coming from. I might not like you, sir, but I get why you are the way you are. And I like, with the intro of these new characters, I really can't wait to see um what new characters I can fall in love with. And the last thing I'll say before I hand over the mic, that the character, the Asian girl Rain, she seems really interesting because in the snippet that they showed for this trailer, um, obviously it looked like the rainfall was falling on her, but it didn't affect her. So I think that's her power,
Her
her
dooms.
gift. Yeah, her dooms is that she's not affected by, obviously, because
So,
that's her
so
rain.
that's exactly.
And that's what Kojima loves to do. He literally gives them names of exactly
Yeah.
what their essentially their dooms, or whatever relevance they have in the game is exactly what the name that Kojima loves to give them, right? Dead man, hard man, all that stuff, right? So, and it looked like she was either ousted out of her clan or city or whatever because they were like throwing rocks at her, and they all had hood jackets on with hoods on as the rain was falling, but obviously she didn't, and the rainfall was hitting her and it wasn't affecting her. So maybe they felt some type of way, like, oh, she's cursed or something because the rainfall doesn't affect her, and so they were trying to kick her out. But it looks like we got an interesting bunch of companions in this game, so I can't wait to see. I love the backstories of all the people you meet in Death Stranding. They're always great, so I can't wait to see what they have for this game.
Agreed. Uh, how you feeling about it, my mans?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to hear Weeb's opinion.
Oh, man, what else was left to say now?
Sorry, Weeb. I
Yeah,
had so much to say.
I'm,
I'm
uh,
so
I'm,
sorry.
I'm
Morgan said, "I was
okay, I'm
excited.
gonna
What can
talk
I
about
tell
this,
you?"
and then oh fuck Morgan.
No, talk about it too, because I want to hear. Even if I
Uh,
said it, I want to hear your version.
um, well, first of all, I also love the trailer, of course, because I also love the first Death Stranding. The feeling I have is that this is sort of Kojima, like, okay, yeah, like he can go like balls to the wall this time, like he's unleashed, even though that's sort of what he was in the first game, because yeah, this is Kojima without Konami holding him back, and Sony is really nervous about what he's actually what the fuck is this game, right? And now he's done that, and now it's like, yeah, hold my beer, like I can go even crazier, and
Exactly.
that's what I want to see, because like I feel like even though he didn't have any restrictions, probably he still probably held himself back um, to a certain extent. Like, okay, yeah, I want to make the game I want to make, but I still have to sort of see if people actually like it, right? And this is like, because that's sort of with the sort of trajectory of Metal Gear, right? Because he went
Mm-hmm.
crazier with every game,
Yeah, he
right?
did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
It
he
still
did.
it still makes sense, but still, like every game's like, oh yeah, it's gonna top it, and just do defy expectations, not doing what you want him to do or expect him to do. And that's sort of what I'm seeing here. And there's I mean, you picked up a lot of things that are, obviously, he showed a lot, but the, everything he shows raises more questions. I definitely think Higgs is going to be, the ocelot of this
Mhm.
game, because of this franchise, because it's very obvious even from the first trailer that he isn't necessarily the antagonist, that you probably have to fight alongside him at some point. And you can see here as well, like there is this one moment where you see his actual face, and you see that
Mhm.
that there's generally emotion there, like that, like he actually looks human there. I'm not a fan of the Joker face though.
You don't like that? You don't
Like,
like the white makeup?
no, it's too much Jared Leto flashbacks.
Oh
And
man,
and
PTSD.
if you look closely, like that scene where he's with I don't know the character, the Elle Fanning character, which
Mhm.
very obvious seems to be his love interest or whatever. That there she's also like you see sort of the tar sort of on her face as makeup. She looks like Harley Quinn. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely think that's very obvious that he saw. Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Gonna put that in my game. I don't
Is the
care.
Lady Gaga? Oh man.
I hope that's not the version that. No. He hated that as well. So no, I don't think it's that version.
Yeah, he put one sentence for that game. So, I mean, for that movie. So I knew it was a rap when he said that. I
Yep,
went to go see Joker too.
yep. That's it.
That was
Nothing
it.
else to say. Uh, what is interesting though, I mean, I love new landscapes, but kind of thing is with the landscapes were that they were generally all sort of samey because of course the rain erodes everything, right? So it's
Mhm.
interesting that you have like you have like a jungle area, which
Yeah.
yeah, shouldn't be possible, because the only thing that sort of seems to grow is moss, because that's the only thing that can grow quickly and covers everything, and recovers apparently quickly. And there's like so that might suggest there are areas not affected, that are sort of isolated areas. So that's another mystery, that we have need an explanation for. So, okay, why is this happening? Like, why is it not covering everything? So that's interesting. I think maybe we also might get some time travel. Like it already has time mechanics, but maybe like that could be an explanation why Fragile, for example, doesn't have
Mhm.
any injuries. Maybe that's an
Mm-hmm.
earlier version of her. Who knows?
Yeah.
That
Nice.
so
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that kiss.
I mean,
That kiss was.
yeah.
Oh yeah. He talked about how much he enjoyed that. On the
Maritas, I don't blame him.
yeah, on the South by Southwest. He goes, "Yeah, I got to get face to face." Um yeah, that was a funny
He
moment
said
on
that was
stage.
nice. That was
Yeah.
nice.
He said I got cuz he talked about, I got to get face to face with, one of the other actors. He's like, "But not like that." But not I was like
Uh-huh.
he's like,
Uh-huh.
"Yeah, we had to take off the cameras for that one, because their faces had to get so close." That he goes, they normally wear a camera apparatus, but he's like, yeah, they had to take it off in order to do that scene. I was like, yeah, I was like, hey, he enjoyed that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
huh?
Yeah. I'm sure he did. Sure did. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Trail looks amazing. I can't wait. Glad we got a release date. Um, still a bit doubting if I should get the collector's edition. Uh,
Yeah, Priscilla
because
was
I
considering it too.
yeah, the thing is like
Weeb not getting a collector's edition is a sin.
I know, but I'm like where I'm gonna put it.
Right, right.
You gotta build some more shelves, Weeb.
Yeah, apparently, you know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. The only thing that sort of is putting me off is I don't really like this trend where you buy a collector's edition and you don't get the physical game. That's
Priscilla
Yeah,
would
I
agree
bullshit.
saw
with you.
that. I was like, wow, the physical game isn't in there. That sucks. PlayStation doesn't. Well, wait, did they do that with God of War? I think they did, right?
Horizon
They
It
Horizon
have
started
Collector's
with
Edition doesn't
Horizon
either.
Forbidden West was the first
Okay,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
gotcha.
they have in the Spider-Man too. But look,
Damn.
I kind of get it for the games where they're still a cross gen, like because then it would have had to include both versions,
hmm
or you had just one versions. Like they could say, oh yeah, you can have both versions because you're have it digitally, but not there is no excuse. The only excuse there is that they obviously want you to buy digital. But like, come on, man, I'm buying a physical thing. The
hmm
least you can do is give me the disc. Like the disc is not gonna be that expensive to you.
Yeah,
Just
that's
put it in there.
weird. Like, for the people that wanna go physical, you're not even gonna get physical. You're gonna get digital. It it's wild.
Yep. So yeah, I mean that's the only thing that sort of is making me reluctant buying these collector's editions anymore, unless there's something really cool in there, of course. But because like I I don't want to reward them for just not making physical games available anymore in their collector's edition. So that's kind of a stupid thing. But yeah, I'll think about it and see if I'll cave. But yeah, it's a stupid development, and yeah, I wish they would reverse it, but I'm not very hopeful about that. But yeah. But yeah, not to end on a downer. Amazing game. I absolutely will play it day one. I think with most of us here, and yeah,
hmm
well, I can't wait to find out if all our theories are correct, or probably it will just go crazier than we ever imagined. But that's Kojima.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen. I'm still on this crazy theory that this is all a prequel to Metal Gear. I'm on this crazy train right
That makes
now. Listen,
no
you
that
can't
makes
tell me
no
I'm wrong until Kojima just says it.
Prequel to Phil
that
said.
makes no sense
Yeah,
because Lou is literally
it's a
grown
prequel to the
up
Great
though.
War, man. I don't care.
But Lou is
Um,
literally grown up unless there is time travel in it.
listen, man. I think that the chick what's her name that you were talking about, the blonde one. I think she might be
You
Sam's
mean the
daughter or
one with
something.
Hig?
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
You see,
yeah. Oh man, that would be fucking creepy.
yeah.
That
I
that
Yeah.
think
that
she is.
Hicks is in love with his daughter. Oh.
I
That would
think
be
she
very
is.
Kojima like to be that way.
I think she is Hig. Might be partner cause Hig have a baby
Oh,
now.
dude, we know.
Yeah, I was talking about Sam's daughter. I think she might be Sam's daughter, but that's just the theory that I'm on right now. But I don't know. Like I said, Kojima could do some crazy things. So I do think that you're right, Weeb. I do think there's going to be some kind of time travel thing. I mean, that is essentially what a lot of the Timefall is about, right? Time, slowing time down, getting
Mhm.
time up. So it's just like it makes sense that they would go full throttle with the time travel and do it in some form or fashion. Um, and I know you love the Pacific Rim kind of thing they did at the end there of the trailer.
Oh
Where
yeah,
oh
yeah,
boy
yeah.
was controlling.
Absolutely.
That looks like it's gonna be crazy. Like if we can do those kind of fights like that, oh man, like Kojima, man, you brilliant bastard. I can't wait, man. This game just looks so ridiculous. I just hate that we have to wait. But I honestly I'm not mad because it's in a time or a month that I don't think there's really any other game that I'm looking at. So I think it's coming out at the right time for me.
Don't say that too soon.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna say that, and then all of a sudden they're
Oh
gonna do like
yeah,
a summer
yeah.
showcase where 6 other games are gonna come out.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So
So I'm crossing my fingers that but I mean this is gonna be priority regardless of whatever else comes out. But I just hope I don't have feel like I need to rush or anything like that because something else has come out.
the
I
reality
love
is,
her in this game. Shit,
to
I don't know.
explain to y'all how ridiculous this is, all these theories are plausible, That's what.
I'm sure
That's
you
what.
could look up on YouTube, and there's probably like, based on this trailer, probably 50 more theories about what the hell's going on in Death Stranding. Like,
Absolutely, I'm sure the subreddit is nuts right now. Like,
oh, and I don't know if y'all noticed, they did, and the first game with Bridges, you had the cufflinks that was keeping everybody connected, but this game with Fragile's company, it's rings. So I
oh, I
thought that
didn't
was
see
very
that.
interesting. Like it's different. It's not the handcuffs anymore. Like everybody has a ring now.
That is interesting. I
So
didn't notice that.
that's a nice little change of pace.
Yeah, in reality,
I really hope they didn't kill my girl Fragile, man.
in
I
reality,
will be
this is
so
all
sad.
going to, in the end, we're all going to find out that Kojima was just a fan of Biggie, and the start of the song, it was all a dream.
Yeah, shut up. Why did I think you were gonna say that? It was just all a dream. Yo, I mean,
and
it's hilarious because we do see a
cut.
snippet of Sam when he was younger, because he had the short hair, like that we see in that picture that he always keeps. So I don't know if that's like a flashback or whatever, because he was looking at a body, a covered body. So I don't know if that was his wife, because we know that his wife died, or what was, like a drug overdose or something. So I don't know if that's like a flashback of him thinking about that. Well, funny enough though, his wife's name was Luca, and that woman that old boy is talking to is also, his name is or is it Lucy? No, Lucy.
Yeah.
And then that woman that we see at the beginning is also named Lucy. So I'm just like, like, was that his wife? Like, I don't know, because she was a therapist, and that woman, she could be a therapist. I don't know.
The irony that she was a therapist. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's all psychosis or something.
Because that was it right there, where he was with the short hair. But there's just so much going on, man, and I feel like we're gonna look back on this trailer after we finish and be like, oh my god, the things he put in this freaking trailer that we missed.
You're gonna be completely like, I can't believe I didn't see that.
Yeah, he literally put it right in the trailer.
I need to remind you guys, we literally saw one of the ending cutscene in the trailer. He got away with it.
Every time. I never underestimate this man.
Yeah, and that whole rhetoric from that okay, so there was this, what was that tweet or whatever that woman was talking about, Innate, about how she said it was Kojima was being being like a masochist or misogynist, because he keeps naming, like, he keeps naming women not their names in the game, and or something like that.
She said that she thought she was trying to call Kojima a misogynist because she said women get concept names like Fragile, Rainy, and Tomorrow, and males get cool or real names like Higgs and Sam. And she got dragged for like for like 2 days because she was completely wrong.
The men in this game also get concept names as well. Like, I was like, literally, dead men exist, heart men exist. Like, we're gonna sit here and play semantics. I'm like, I was like, did she even play the first game to be saying some crazy shit like that?
She clearly hasn't played any of Kojima's games.
Kojima's games, because I mean, if you play any Metal Gear, he does the same thing. I mean, there's the joy, the pain, the fear. Like, this man loves giving his characters concepts. Like, that's he names them after the concept that they represent. Like, I don't.
Was she from IGN?
No, she's actually
from. Yeah, she was from The Verge, but I don't think she works there
anymore. No, she works for The Verge right now. She just works. Okay, I was she works somewhere.
My question, I was like, did she work for Kotaku? Because that sounds like something Kotaku would say. Yeah. And I was just like, ma'am, welcome to Kojima, because this is literally what he does, and it doesn't matter if the character is male or female. It's they all get concept names. That is just what he does, and it's great because if you don't realize why the character is named that at the beginning, you will definitely understand by the end, and it usually has like a beautiful meaning behind it. So
Well,
I don't
she
really
also didn't
understand.
understand that they all have alternate names. Like they
Yeah,
all actually have names. It's just
yeah,
whether or
that was
not
just
you
their code
know.
names.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't even know why she's mad, because Mama was one of my favorite characters in Death Stranding 1.
Yeah,
I thought
she
that was a
tried to
beautifully,
call
that
out
was
Mama
one
specifically, and people
of
dragged
the
her for that.
most, when I heard her story, like when I finally met her, in person, and she told me her, like, yeah, when they, I'm not going to spoil it because I know people didn't play it, but when I met her and I saw the cutscene and she told the story, bro, I cried. That was a beautifully told story, and she was one of my favorite characters in the game. And then what happened at the end with what the things that happened, it was beautiful. So I don't know what her issue is, and I'm like, I guess because too many people were praising Death
Well,
Stranding 2 trailer, so she had to
exactly.
balance it out
And
by
like
being
Priscilla
negative
said,
about it.
she was just being a hater. Like
Yeah,
Priscilla said, she was
she's
drinking
like,
a haterade.
I
Like,
obviously can't get clicks from positivity because there's everybody speaking positively about the game. So let me say something negative so people will come over here and give me traffic. Like, okay, cool.
yeah. I know Nelson is the one of us in here that's not jonesing with the game, which like we said is fine. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's cool. We all got games we don't like. But real quick, we'll have hop to Karaba, and then we'll jump to see what Nelson's been playing, and then jump into the next topic. Uh, so
So
Omar, go
yeah,
for it.
I think a lot of people, you guys covered literally everything under the sun, and gave you even a special one, which is
Things not under the sun, because like it's Kojima.
a
Oh man.
pre, just being a prequel and not a sequel. Hey, I need to think about that one. But not gonna lie, Kojima's story, at least for Death Stranding, is not clear up until the end. Only because literally the ending where they drop all the information on you. And one thing about Death Stranding I realized is watching people playing it is not fun, but playing it yourself is addictive. What I love the most about it is literally figuring out how to go from point A to point B. At a walking sim.
Yep.
I love how they gave you option if you want to kill enemies, you can kill them, but then you need to deal with the void, and if you do not to deal with the void, you gotta criminate them, and that's why I never killed a single enemy.
Which is also a very Kojima thing. Again, like this man keeps these things because there's an entire trophy and an entire setup in Metal Gear for you to play each of them and never kill anyone in the game,
Yeah.
including the bosses, which always drove me crazy. I was like, "What? You can like?" But yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Carver. Sorry, but I had to
I
explain
will.
that to people how consistent his themes are, even when they don't seem
I
related.
again when we literally got a Metal Gear, I'm gonna say clone or like I'm not sure if it's an Easter egg or connection. I don't know what it's called between that and the mecha. Nobody was surprised. I'm like, yeah, that's Kojima. I'm like, okay, they found a way to put a mecha in Death Stranding too, apparently. Which, not gonna lie, made me excited
Yeah, same.
because I only fought Metal Gear and Metal Gear 1. That's it. Other than that, I need to harp on this. I'm like a lot of people are Kojima fan. Me, I'm not. I played most of the game, but I never like he was never my top tier developer. But Death Stranding just clicked for me. Even before when we saw the actual gameplay is, it was
Yeah.
just cutscenes and stuff like that. Like it's the music. I truly wish we're gonna get the music stereo box with us to switch songs. Like I get it, but most of the time you're just walking and there is no actual music.
Yeah,
I
somebody already said there's like
think,
an MP3 player or whatever in the game, so
okay.
you can change it.
I think the solution is to make you listen to your own song, but when an important song went to play, cut your song and let the song play.
Excuse you, sir. Why are you listening to your own music during Death Stranding? That's crazy.
No,
No, what I
I
mean
think
by
he means switching the music from like
yeah,
selecting the
Oh,
music from
okay.
in
I
the
thought you meant
game.
like you got Spotify on the background. I would have been like,
No,
sir,
no,
no.
no.
I didn't think. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I didn't even think of that. Just
Yeah,
like, for
that
example,
would actually ruin it.
I'll be like, bro, I
yeah,
know
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
no,
not playing no music in the background.
yeah.
the baby song, the Hex Little Baby, like the Rock'em Baby, like, nah, they're legendary. Ooh, I'm so excited. It's not even funny. We got update upon upgrade from the vehicle that you're driving to actual now vehicle have combat in it, which is gonna make driving more like fun than just drive close to 3 to 5 minutes without any single stuff. I do hope for a better gameplay mechanic when it comes to your online stuff. I hope that they can help you like with speed up and stuff like that, but far more better than what the first one did.
I love the
Other
online
than that,
mechanic in the first one.
yeah, I'm wishing that Lou is gonna have her own evolvement. Like she grows up and she gets new abilities. And I'm curious if that can happen or if she's gonna be a little bit in the background because we seen him running without her. Also, another thing, I'm curious if we're gonna play as fragile or not. Maybe
Potentially.
while we are playing as Sam without Lou, Lou is actually with fragile. And this is why we saw the cutscene when Fragile got captured by Hig. Another thing is we have a ninja and we have a Metal Gear clone, whatever. I'm genuinely curious if you're gonna find a way to connect it to the Metal Gear franchise or just a big, massive Easter egg, and that's it.
I mean, it's got a couple Easter eggs already, so yeah.
Yeah, but this is massive. Like this is literally like we all watched it and we're like Solid Snake, is that you?
Yeah, I mean, he very well might.
And then the whole Metal Gear, I'm like, okay, hi Metal Gear, can't wait to play with you. And I'm genuinely so one thing I want the boss battles to be difficult. I don't want them to be super easy. Cause let's keep it real. Most enemies, the large ones, they are super easy. You
That
lit-
you're the only
Sir,
person that's ever
no.
concerned about difficulty.
Like, cause you won't be like, yeah, I want to die 70. No, I don't want to do that. No, I'm
No,
good.
I literally would put my equipment down and down them in a minute.
For y'all that don't
That's
know,
how.
Omar is that person that always has to bring up difficulty whenever we
No,
talk about a game.
but I'm not the
Yeah,
only one.
I don't need
Okay,
the bosses, the big bosses to be super difficult where the point
I'm
where
not
I gotta
talking.
throw my
I'm
fucking
not.
controller, Omar.
I'm not talking super difficult. Just difficult. Cause
Yeah, but
you have
your barometer for difficult is different from
no.
everybody
Cause
else's. So
I literally spoke up with a few others and they agree with me. Not only
Yeah, I
that,
don't care.
we have almost like an out because of the internet where you can get a lot of stuff from people that are literally waiting in your fight that throws health potion or rather blood, throws grenades, throws ammo. Like another thing I really wish, I know it was a, a joke, but I really wish we're gonna do something with the pee and the poop because they were left out. Also, for the love of God, don't put.
the pee and the poop, I use them all the time. What you talking about?
Yeah, I was like,
Nah,
used it all the time. Like,
I never used them, but okay.
But
I
see, that's that's a you thing though. So you chose not
another
to use
thing,
them, but what do you mean by what do you mean by you want them to use it? Like, why didn't you use it in the first
I
game?
want them to do some damage, good damage.
They did do good damage. I literally
I-
killed the enemies with it. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
Did you have something else that you used or
I,
something?
I used something else. I forgot what, but I hardly ever used them. But besides that,
I use
Omar
blood.
refused to use feces.
besides that, I truly, 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 truly wish they remove the monster, the what you call it, the energy drink. Like that was atrocious. Yeah, it's a couple seconds, but I'm like couple seconds doing it all over the time, and then you lose speed, and it's a crap show. But
Wait, what?
besides,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
I,
was exactly right.
What are you? What are you talking about?
yeah,
I'm talking about the what you call it, the energy drink that you drink to
Okay.
give you extra. I forgot what it is, either speed or
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
about
just
it?
top it off. Yeah. So
I
Like,
want to
you don't
remove
like it, or
I want them to remove that and make it where you normal speed. Don't add that shit. Give us that extra speed at the get go. You don't need to have me drink what you call it, a drink like that every time.
so you
Because
just want
it's
the
all about
mechanic to be permanent?
yeah. Make it
So
permanent, make it an
you could
upgrade.
use a speed bot to speed up your
What?
walking.
You can do that. I never played the DLC, so I never experienced that. Um But other than that, I am super excited to steal, or rather, farm so many items and put them in my item box where you have unlimited after you put them. Also, I'm curious if the. I'm not talking about the gameplay, I'm more talking about the missions. Are they gonna vary? Are they gonna be the same, or are they gonna play a little bit different? Will we? I'm curious about because I'm just curious what Death Stranding 2 is going to be the evolution or the prequel to Death Stranding 1. We already seen with Avalanche, so I'm curious if you're gonna need a different type of equipment to not burn, to not get burned, to not get frostbite and stuff like that. Like I'm super excited. I can't wait. And again, I am not spoiled one bit. I
Yeah,
am, but I am curious when he. Yeah, I'm curious if he's gonna throw anything less or just we're gonna go
I
to
mean,
release date and
I
call it
don't
a
even
day.
yeah,
want.
I wouldn't be
Yeah, I don't even want
surprised.
to see nothing else at this point. I think we'll
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
release
I
trailer,
could,
and that's it.
yeah, I could take it or leave it, but
I don't think it's
they
gonna
might do a
show.
state of play for the gameplay
The
breakdown.
gameplay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen mostly because he already showcased what it is in play in the training one. So there is no true surprise of how the gameplay is for two. But we never know. It's gonna be interesting. But one thing for sure, Kojima knows how to Kojima. And the best line is, we should have never connected. I'm like, what did you do to me? Was the previous game all for naught? Also, why we should have never connected if our job is literally connect the rest of the world now by going to the Mexico and stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting. But one thing for sure, for the love of God, please. I hate it so much because I am a builder. I hate the limited amount of stuff that you can build with the Cairo network. But
Yeah,
again,
we'll have to see what happens because obviously
yeah,
connecting is an issue now. So we'll see how that plays
yeah.
out.
But yeah, I'm so excited. Like it, this literally became my top two, top three game that I want to play next to Start of Midnight and God of Yote and stuff like that. Like, yeah, no, it's super exciting. I have no word. After everything I said, I mean, yeah, I genuinely have no word for it. I'm just waiting to be surprised. And if it's a prequel, props to Morgan.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, Nelson actually jumped in while we were in that conversation. So Nelson, man, how are you and what have you been playing?
Been tired and really tired. I was actually napping. That's why I missed the beginning. So
Nah, it's all
I've
good.
been working a lot and yeah, trying to take care of the family. I finished Ys 10 though. So that was
Nice.
nice.
Congrats.
Got,
How'd
got
you
done
how'd
with
you
Oh,
that.
like it?
nice, man.
It was pretty good. I got
Yeah,
confused because
I've
I
heard
played
good
it in like
things.
4 parts though. So
Yeah.
yeah, the ship battles are pretty fun too. I enjoyed that.
Sounds like something I might pick up on sale then.
Yeah, it was fun. Good game. Good story, as far as I remember, because I played it in like 4 month span. So I was like, I don't remember what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that's
I,
fair.
I would suggest that you play it, within a better amount of time. But I kept playing something else. Something else would come out, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know you picked up
And then
quite a few
that's
games
I'd
in
revert.
between.
Yeah, I did. So, but it was good. I liked it. I like all these games, at least that I played 8, 9, and 10.
Those are some of the good ones from what I hear as well. So I think you played a good amount of them.
I think 8's still my favorite, but
Yep.
Sounds good to me. But yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into our next topic. This one should be a little bit shorter because I mean we don't really know. This is something that's been on the docket for a lot of people this week. We had some rumors that instead of Ubisoft being completely bought out, um, it looks like they might be looking to sell off some of their IPs instead of being bought out. The other thing is potentially, obviously, that them working with Tencent to potentially manage and take over for certain portions of the Guillermo group, who is in charge of Ubisoft. So almost more like a merger, so that the team that is in charge doesn't lose complete control of the company, but Tencent would take over from the top level and try to get them on track financially, because clearly they were burning money all over the place and definitely in some financial straits. Like I said, my game comes out next week though, so that's all I really care about right now from Ubisoft is just release my game.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I'm
man, I
so
can't
ready
believe
for
I've been
that.
saying for 5 years that like I don't cheer for people to get laid off, but looking at their staff, I'm like, I don't know how the fuck y'all been operating like this for the past like 6, 7 years with a small country of people.
Yeah, they've been making a mess over there. Apparently, obviously, they had a bunch of controversies on top of managing and
Mm-hmm.
mismanaging and things of that nature. So I
Mhm.
mean, things are gonna come to bear at some point. I'm just I'm as a fan of at least Assassin's Creed and Far Cry. I'm glad it didn't affect those particular franchises, but obviously a lot of their other stuff has had pretty weak performance besides the reboot for Rainbow Six Siege. But like a lot of other stuff that they've been putting out and spending
I want
money on has
somebody
been
to
bleeding.
take.
I don't know if it's true, but there's rumors that Skull and Bones cost them $600 to $800 million.
Oh, I believe that.
That
I
game was
mean,
in
yeah.
development for like 13 years or something.
And they had the nerve to release it looking like that, man. I
Yep.
just, God, it's and then here comes Yakuza showing them how to do it. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, bro,
It's 600
y'all,
million versus 60 million. Can't do it.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. And dog washed them. Like, shameful, just shameful. And it's
I
like,
ain't played Skull and Bones. I bet you the Ys 10 had better goddamn
Oh,
yeah, I
combat in that. And
absolutely.
that game was like
absolutely.
probably 30 million
Oh, you
bucks. You know
played
what
it
I
with?
mean?
That's
Tops.
right.
Oh yeah, I play both though. I can attest to
Oh
that. Yeah. Yeah.
man. Damn. That's
yeah,
just shameful. I kind of hope somebody takes the Prince of Persia IP from them, because it's a shame that they would release a great game like the Prince of Persia game that got
It's not what
released
people
last
wanted
year.
though. That's actually what I'm playing right now, but that's not what people wanted either though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean it was still good though. And it's a shame because it's just like they were just like, oh, we're just gonna, put the IP on the shelf. Like what?
Everyone wants that that third person, like, you know what I mean, like
They
the,
want
the way they
Yeah.
used to be.
one. Yeah.
They want the new like Assassin's Creed type
Yeah, action
Prince of
adventure.
Persian. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's
Like,
hard for
can we
these
get another
companies
Splinter
that
Cell? Like,
make a
what's going on with that?
Metroidvania for because you're going against other Metroidvanias that cost pennies on the dollar to make, and there's a billion of them. Let's just
Yeah.
keep it a buck.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Ubisoft has like a lot of dormant IPs that I think would probably do well now, but Ubisoft kind of only want to focuses on like the bigger money bringers, I guess, like the Ubisofts and the Far Cries and the Rainbow Six.
Well, that's why I kind of
Maybe
really.
somebody need to take Tom Clancy from him.
I just really don't
Shit.
want them to be like, because
Get
they're one of the
Splinter Cell back,
few
somebody.
that in the third party space that really brings these big AAA single player experiences still, like at such a high
Boss.
level. And that's why I'm like, I just don't want that to go away because of all the nonsense that's been going on with them. So that's why I know Tencent will definitely want to maintain a lot of these bigger IPs. The tech behind, regardless of what people feel about, obviously the development hell of Beyond Good and Evil 2, the tech they showed off for that was insane. And I mean, it would be a waste for that.
Oh my god,
to
we
not
ain't never gonna
happen.
get that damn game.
We're not gonna
It's been
get
canceled for
that.
10 years. I don't know what the hell ever happened there.
They had the nerve last year to say, "Oh yeah, we're still working on it." I was like, "Are
No,
you?"
you're not.
Yeah, they did say that.
I said, "Don't worry, guys. We've only been working on it for the past 10 years. It's coming." Like, bro, just tell us the truth. Just tell us you're not making the game anymore. It's okay. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot going on. Like I said, we don't know where everything's gonna land.
Look at that greatness.
When
Snake
it's
eater.
said and done with Ubisoft. Like I said, we'll see what happens. Like I said, nothing's really concrete about who's interested. Obviously, Xbox fans are spreading that Microsoft's buying them because they spread that Microsoft's buying everybody when anybody is even remotely like, it's like sharks with blood in the water. Um, they're just like, ooh, somebody trying to sell. You know what I'm saying? Like Microsoft, jump in there. So
Microsoft's about to have more layoffs this month too, but you can't tell them that. You know what I mean?
They don't have that.
They scheduled. It's March. They're like between now and Easter. There's gonna be more people not having a job.
I don't know. I just feel like Microsoft has enough IPs. I don't see.
They bought
I don't
Activision.
understand.
They got 50 years of IPs that they ain't gonna do nothing with.
I was like, I don't understand. This need for them to
Activision's
try to
like the
gobble up
second oldest
everything.
publisher in the game. Like, real legit.
Yeah, I don't really see anything from Ubisoft being a good fit for Microsoft. So I honestly think that would be a terrible idea. As much as I don't really have no love for Tencent.
Maybe they need a platformer. Give them Rayman.
Not Rayman.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could see something like that, like you were saying, like Rayman or something. But for the most part, a lot of their stuff, I don't even think they have the studios for them. So they would need them, and they would need the company behind them.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they could do that. Like people often forget, like a lot of Ubisoft's biggest stuff, like Assassin's Creed, like Splinter Cell and stuff. When these games come out, they usually work through most of their studios, right? Like, how many times have you seen like Ubisoft France, Ubisoft Montreal?
So Ubisoft got like 50 Ubisofts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they got like 38 studios in like 20
Ubisoft
different
did.
countries. It's fucking wild. That's why I don't know how they pay the bills, to be honest.
I mean, that's how they're able to get an Assassin's
they
Creed
don't.
out like every year, every other year, because they have all these studios. But
they have like the way it used to be, I haven't looked at it recently, but they have 6 teams of like 150 to 300 people, and they just go right down the assembly line. It actually takes 6 years to make, but since they keep it going down the elevator or the line, they get it out. It looks like they get it done in 3, but they don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I said, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Like I said, it's still a developing story right now. Like I said, it's just been something we're talking about.
I think it really is going to depend on how well
Assassin's Creed does.
Shadows. Yeah. They tweeted yesterday, if not the day before yesterday, that their collector's editions were all almost sold out. So that's
Okay.
kind of a good sign.
That is definitely a good
What
sign.
did they say? They had what 20-something studios working on a game
Wait, what?
on Shadow. I think they have a lot of studio working on the game.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. All their studios usually work on the game.
Yeah.
Like that's how they put it out so fast.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting to
I don't know.
see.
I think the delays have helped. From the gameplays that, you know, obviously from like a year or so ago to now, the trailers have improved vastly. Like that last one that, you know, that was talking about with you and Nate, that we watched, the 20-minute one or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
where they were showing the different play styles of the characters. That it looked great. Like, and I think like I said, part of that is the fact that they had that other delay and they got the polish that they needed. I think it's gonna do well. It'll be interesting to see if it does better than Valhalla, because I think Valhalla was their best selling Assassin's Creed.
Valhalla did insane numbers, like over 15 million.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see.
I never
'cause
did find the sales on that. They only reported players, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, according to them, it was their best selling Assassin's Creed. So it'll be interesting because this is the next one. Obviously, they had the Mirage, but that was more of a double A Assassin's Creed. So this is their next triple A Assassin's Creed. So it'd be interesting with controversy and everything around it. But like I said, at the end of the day, you know, gameplay is king. So controversy be damned. It looks like a fantastic game. And it looks like I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be a good time. Looks fun. It's we're finally going to Japan after we've been asking Ubisoft to take the Assassin's Creed
years.
IP to Japan forever.
To exist, to
You know, they don't want to say it. People don't want to give credit to Sucker Punch for that. Like, but that I can guarantee you that's the reason why they found, because people have been asking them to go to Japan forever.
I'm curious what's gonna be better, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei, or Shadow. I'm genuinely curious.
I don't know. Regardless of whether, I'm gonna be playing both, so I don't really care.
Yeah, you're gonna play both.
I think it'll honestly be based on your taste, which one you'll prefer.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll both be good. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm getting 2 essentially samurai games and AAA samurai games in a year, so I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. So
yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah, so we'll see. I hope it does well for Ubisoft, because if it doesn't, I think that's gonna expedite their plans as far as selling IPs and probably the future of what Ubisoft looks like. So
yeah, I definitely think they're gonna soar. Hopefully that the reviews are actually honest and don't fall to the nonsense going on. But in a statement, just for clarification, so people understand how big the Assassin's Creed franchise is, because a lot of people be talking smack about Ubisoft, but a lot of Ubisoft titles sell, right? Like, but especially the Assassin's Creed series. So, for clarification, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has cleared 20 million sales.
That's mind sales. You, I hate Valhalla. Absolutely, it's the of course the Assassin's Creed that I think is one of the worst ones.
Ends up selling, and I ain't wanted to buy one since. I bought the $100 version, and I want my money back.
And it's like the ones that I consider the worst end up selling the best. So it's like, gamers say a lot, gamers talk a lot, but then they end up saying a different thing with their wallet. So that's why I kind of laugh, because they'll be like, "Oh man, this game's trash."
I ain't been interested in playing one ever again. Like, I ain't gonna hold
I didn't even finish Valhalla. I was just like, I couldn't even find the ending. I was like, where's
put 117 hours into it.
Yeah,
it's my fucking time.
I was like, when does this game end?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man,
I got lost and I didn't find the ending. But obviously, you seen how I roll on that game, because you were, me and my light
with your little light up sketchers.
Yeah, that's right. I was over there going ham in that game, and I love. Regardless of me not finishing it, I loved every minute I spent in Valhalla.
But I really enjoyed Mirage, because then I platinumed Mirage, and I enjoyed it because it kind of went back to the OG Assassin's Creed, where before it became an RPG like game, and it was just where you're actually an assassin.
But it was way too far of a step back for me. That was my biggest issue.
Oh man,
it was just too far back.
Racism.
Yeah, I'm too
Yep.
much of an RPG person, and
Listen, I wasn't a fan of them switching it up. Like, I get it, you're trying to branch out, you're trying to get the masses to get into your IP and everything like that. But I enjoyed the old school Assassin's Creed, and I was upset when they switched. I mean, I still played it. I'm gonna try it. It still doesn't measure up to the old Assassin's Creed, in my opinion. I mean, it's not. I don't think they're terrible, but it's not the same.
but that's what I'm saying.
But
Like for me, the farthest back you ever need to go is something like Brotherhood or something. Like
yeah,
they went back
I mean, I did enjoy
to
Odyssey. I thought Odyssey was
Altair
good.
levels. Like is how far they pulled that one back, and that was my issue.
Yeah, but
Then
I'm
they
ready to see
went
this
they
one.
went back to Mirage, but everyone who played Mirage told me that's the worst fucking goddamn game of them all. So at least
Yeah,
story wise.
and in this game, they're going to be adding base building and stuff. So, like, your home base, you can like customize it, because you had that in kind of in Valhalla, but it wasn't really like it was just moving the same buildings around into different places. Like, it wasn't real customization. But apparently in this one, you can really customize your home base. You can like add different things to like a dojo, and like different home bases for your allies to stay in and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, that seems cool. I'll try that out. That's different. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about it. Like they're bringing back things that I've loved over the franchise years. One of the things I loved in the previous ones was when you had allies and I could call in other assassins to assassinate
Mhm.
people for me. That's
I'm
from
like,
one of the earlier
what's the
ones.
point of being in a damn brotherhood if I can't call my damn brothers? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We're in a whole brotherhood, bro. Why can't I call in, my fellow assassins to help me out? That's kind of the point. So I'm glad they did bring that back. So
Yeah, I love that feature. So
yeah.
that, like I said, I'm a fan of all the different weapon types. Everything I've seen, all the
They
weapons play really
showcased
well.
the Kanabo a few days,
Yeah.
I think a day ago.
hmm
It's looking mighty. Hey,
Yeah,
Kaido could
it
learn
looks
a
like a
few of them.
beast.
Yeah, man. Oh boy,
Yeah.
Spartan kick. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm excited for just that, and I mean, I know, like I said, people feel some type of way about the Valhalla stuff, but I honestly hope, because everything about this game makes me just want to play it more, and I honestly feel like, based on what I've heard, it sounds like it's going to be as small as they said it was. Right? They said they were going to bring it back a little bit, because I know it sounded like it was going to be really big when they said something, but when you listen
Oh,
to
I thought
what
it's
they
gonna be bigger
stated,
than Valhalla. So they
no, it was
downscaled it.
so it's a radius thing, but
No.
it's not it's definitely not. But one of the things he says is there's 30 of the castles in the game, and those are
Mhm.
like the pinnacle areas. Like once you're infiltrating and you get the
I just kind
item
of
up
hope
top.
that it's not in Ubisoft fashion where it's all samey. It's like, because I think that was one of the tiresome things about Valhalla. It's like after you rated 3 times, that was kind of the gist. Like I get the gist. Like it got really samey rating
So
the little
I do agree.
towns.
The rating thing is repetitive, and there should have been a way after you build a team to have them automate
Yeah.
that to get the material. Because really, the only reason you were doing it at one point is to get the material.
Yeah, it was to get material. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
And I
that
was
that
just,
was
and
an issue.
it didn't offer anything different. I was just like, I'm doing the same thing over and over, and it got old.
I'm
Yeah.
curious what the story is gonna be like.
Yeah. I mean,
Because we all know that the story currently is hated right now.
well, yeah. I mean, people
So
got
The story isn't hated. The characters are hated.
Yeah, people are
yeah,
the Desmond. People are never gonna get over the whole Desmond thing.
Nadia is not beloved whatsoever.
Yeah,
She
I
is
mean,
not
I don't really
dead.
care about that. Like, the story was never the reason for me to play Assassin's Creed. If I want to play a story, I'll play RPGs.
Really? So you were
So
not invested in Desmond
I
story?
wasn't invested in nothing.
First of all,
I was invested in being an assassin.
how dare you?
So
dare you.
Well, how
The
dare
death
you?
of Desmond felt like the death of
Especially
Assassin's
when-
Creed. I'm gonna be real.
That's true as fuck.
yeah, I know people
When
loved
I
it,
was
but
like,
I didn't give a fuck about the
at
real
that
world.
point, I was like, okay,
Especially
look at the
when
shit
Lucy
out of this
got-
franchise now.
Look, Lucy got stabbed. Like, come on, how dare you?
I mean, because I will say this, okay. When it came to
It ain't been the
Desmond,
same since Ezio. It's just gone a little bit down farther until I just stopped giving a shit. I'll be honest.
it's like when Desmond was there, right, and we played as Desmond, I cared just as much as what happened inside the Amethyst as outside. Like, I enjoyed the story parts where I'm Desmond and I'm running away from these Templars trying to chase us, and we're looking for a new base. And oh my god, they found us! Like, I care. Like, the outside scenes were just as important as the inside, because it's like, where the hell are the Templars? Where are they finding us? Oh my god, this is their base of operations. We figured it out. You know, it was a great story in and out of the Amethyst. But now it's like,
The Animus.
I don't even know who this chick is now. I don't even know who like the person is that I'm actually,
I don't even think they
playing.
showed
Yeah,
them yet.
Nadia's story is not
I'm like, did she have a story? I'm like, I don't even know who this chick is. Like, like the only way you can get any kind of background on this character is by like reading the little files and like the computer when you get out of the machine, and like,
Yeah.
you actually having to read it. And I'm just like, that's fine, but that should be like added context. Like, what's her story? Why is she here? Why is she doing this? Why does she care? What's her mission? Like, I don't know what the purpose of her going back, because there was a reason that they were getting in these machines and going back, right, and looking for the pieces of Eden, right. There was a purpose to it, not just, oh, we just want to time travel.
Yeah, she meant
There's no purpose anymore.
She meant Animus. She was saying
Animus. Sorry,
Animus.
Sorry, my bad. Animus, my bad, guys. But it's just like,
How dare you, fake fan.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But it's just, there was a reason why we did everything, and I don't know what her purpose is and what her goal is, and is she a part of the Assassins, or is she like a Templar trying to figure out what happened with the Assassins? Like, I don't know who the hell she is, but it's whatever, I guess.
We're gonna find out on the next episode of Assassin's Creed.
No, we won't.
Or not.
No, we won't.
We won't. I predict this. I'm gonna have
She'd be like,
amazing
yeah, man,
gameplay,
it was
but the
crazy. I was a
story
black
is
man
gonna
in
be
there.
in the background.
Yeah. I'm gonna save that other discussion for later because we're getting there. So we're gonna jump to split fiction discussion and save the other one. The other conversation that you wanted to have, Omar, because that one's kind of universal and we could stick to that. But yeah, obviously, like I said, a big thing for us moving on from the Ubisoft, we all played Split Fiction. A lot of people have played Split Fiction in the audience. A lot of people have gotten the platinum, 100%ed it, like a lot of us did as well. The game, honestly, it's hard to just describe. I think Morgan said it best earlier when she was just like, it was nice to just play a game, like a game. Like, it's hard to understand until you play it. Everybody, you can just see the reactions all over social media, how everybody was really flipping out about it and just going crazy. The short of it for me is just, like I said, the game was just really great the entire time. The level design, game design, sound design, like honestly, there was just no real short point in this game. The easiest thing to get on, which I wasn't really looking for anyway, is like the overarching story is kind of like cheesy, but it also fits really well with the game. It's like that's kind of the point. And just overall, just like I said, that graphically, the team, but behind the game, Hazelight and Joseph, leading the charge, just absolutely knocked it out of the park. Like I said, it's definitely 9 out of 10 for me. Like a lot of people said, it's their first real game of the year contender. I liked it more than their previous games. But I do,
It takes two.
yeah, I do think It Takes Two is still very good. It's just this just fits what I like game style wise and the worlds that we went to and stuff like that a lot better. But the story was better in It Takes Two for me.
Yeah,
I
like you
like
can
that the
see,
name of the platinum was It Took Two. That was
Exactly.
nice.
yeah,
That was nice.
like you can see, It Takes Two had to work, and then Split Fiction started running. Like you
Yeah, I
can
agree
tell
that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like you can see that they learned from It Takes Two, they upgraded it, and they found a way to make it versatile as fuck. And that's what I love about it. Even when you're following the, let's say, fantasy or a sci-fi, you literally have on the road mini side areas where it's the opposite. Like not one time was I bored, and the
Yeah, I
story
agree. They don't
was
let you get bored, so yeah.
and the story was amazing all along. And it has that everything in between the happiness, between the sad, between the frustrating part, between the anger when you realize what's happening, and between everything. Like, yeah, no, this is absolutely a game. What you call it? Uh, Game of the year contender for me.
Morgan, how you
Yeah.
feeling?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with your point, Nate, that I did like the story for It Takes Two better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I just like that little book.
No, yeah, yeah. But not to take away that
But
the
yeah,
characters, the two girls that you
yeah,
played, their relationship was really well done.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just think it's easier to relate to what the story was of It Takes Two. You know, it's a story that that kind of like makes sense. You know, it's like a couple on the edge of divorce. You know, looking to reconcile essentially. The kind of beef I'll say that the two girls had at the beginning, it just didn't feel kind of natural. It's just like, I don't know, it's just like she just hated to hate. Like she didn't like her just because she didn't, I guess. But I do like the how close they got in dynamic at by the end of the game. You know, how they learned about each other, and you know why they write the way they do, essentially. You know, like, why is there so many action scenes in this? Why is it all your every all of your stories are world ending, essentially. You know, like, we learn at the end why these characters write why they do, and why the other girl, she always had happy stories and stuff like that, or stories that reminded her of her sister and stuff. So, I did like that dynamic, but I really like the story of It Takes Two. It was just it was cute them, kind of working together to fall in love again.
Mm-hmm.
While the uh essentially the
so what is
daughter
for
kind of
you
wished.
the
um
better one? A Take Two or Split Fiction?
I said it's split fiction. I liked it more. I was just
Mm.
saying I like the story of
Yeah.
It Takes Two.
Okay.
Um, yeah, listen, Omar. God.
No, I was
Um,
listening, but I
no,
didn't
you weren't. It's
listen.
okay.
Okay.
I do like the fact that they had the what's it called, the elephant from It Takes Two was in
Mhm.
was in split fiction. I was like, why would they bring up that traumatic ass uh reference back into this game? Okay, because that I don't know if anybody had played It Takes Two, but the elephant scene was very what's the elephant's name? Cutie. Okay, that was very traumatic. What we had to do to Cutie. Okay, that was it was uncalled
Rip that
for.
motherfucker up.
Yo, she
He
was
got
essentially
sacrificed.
crying, begging us not to do it, while we just pulled her
Ripping that
apart.
motherfucker up.
I was like, yo, this got
I'm
dark
more
real.
important than you. You gotta go.
Yeah, it
It
got
was
dark real
dark, and we
fast.
pushed her down. You know what I'm saying? We're in this like little cutesy land of toys and
Please
building
don't kill
blocks and
me.
Legos, and we got this little elephant doll begging us not to kill her while we pull her apart and then push her off the edge, Mufasa style. I was like, see, and then they bring it back in this game. I'm like, oh man, it just brought all those memories. I was like, damn, how good that scene was though. I instantly got sad as soon as I saw the doll. I was like, oh god, no, not cutesy, not
It
cutie.
was super
Like,
effective.
that scene will forever be cemented into my memory. But yeah, there were a lot of little references because the trophy, one of the trophies was to sit on all the benches, which was something you did in the Brothers Tale game, the Tale of Two Brothers. I think that's what it was called. So that was a reference back to that game, and there was a trophy for that. So I like that. The Haze Light team references their older games in this game, but yeah, they took the gameplay level up another notch with Split Fiction. I enjoyed it. every time I don't think they can top themselves in gameplay, they always do. Like, I'm just like, what can they do different in the co-op aspect that will kind of, make this game even funner than the first one? And it's just like, damn.
Definitely, that part
I,
blew my mind. The level
yeah, I'm
design
just
just
like,
blew my mind.
yeah, and it's like, I think what I really appreciate about this game, and Haze Light's co-op games in general, is that the gameplay mechanics really never get old because they're always doing something different in every level. It's like, okay, we did this, we did this with the dragons in this level. Okay, we're gonna do this with these little mythical creatures in this one, and then we're gonna go do this with this these Tron like mechanics in this level, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna do this with these little robot mechanics in this other level. It's just like they always do something new in every single level that you play, right? So it's just like nothing ever really gets old. And it's like, even if you really love the mechanic in one level, you're like, oh, damn, this mechanic in this other level is even funner. Like, and they had so many great set pieces in this one. The specific, the set piece, I'm not going to go full spoiler, but just for reference, the set piece with the giant squid where we're where we're in the motorboat, and we're like essentially kind of following the squid out of the facility. That whole set piece action Mission Impossible ass type stuff was
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
that was.
Yeah,
What I
yeah.
love
Well,
about it
while we're
is the
water skiing out of
co-op.
there, yeah, that was
I
fun.
was just yelling
You can
"wow" the
play
whole
with your
time.
teammate. You
Yeah, we
don't
were just
have to
like,
know.
what? It's just so cool. Like, and I also like the with the sun, where the sun was essentially destroying everything. We kind of had to time it
Yeah, it was
correctly so
going
that we don't get
supernova.
supernova. Yeah, it's just like every mechanic they did for each level was just so cool and was so different. It was so fun. And I like the way that you really do have to. They really put. I'm gonna keep saying it, but they really do put the co-op in their games, where you really have to work together with the person that you're playing with. It's not just we're playing together, but I'm kind of doing my own thing to get to the end of the level, and you're doing your own thing to get to the end of the level. Like, no, you have to work with the person that you're playing with. You have to communicate. You have to be on one accord. Like, okay, you go up, I go down. I think it really showed it in that level with the two-headed little centipede level. You
Yeah.
remember that one, Nate?
Hmm.
Where we had to
Oh
time
yeah,
the
yeah.
swinging, right? Right, where you had to time the swinging around the little wheels, where I had to grab it and then let go, and then he grabbed it, and it like you really have to time and communicate everything correctly. That took us a couple tries, like, because we kept grabbing and letting go at the wrong time. So yeah, I like that it requires you to really work together with the person that you're playing with. But that just makes the experience all that more fun. I honestly, like, I know we just finished this, but I can't wait to see what their next game is.
Yeah, I mean, same.
I know they're probably obviously talking about it. They're still getting cooling down from this game release, but I can't wait to see what else they work on, and I hope that that stable relationship, if they have, if it is stable with EA, lasts so that they can keep making these great games that they do. Because I really do miss those couch co-op type games. Those are a great break from the big open world kind of games and single player games that I play a lot of the time. It's nice to just sit back and laugh and just play with a friend. So I appreciate Joseph and the Haze Light team for this game. It was a really fun game, and it was a nice breath of fresh air, and I was smiling the entire time I was playing it. And it's hard to do that with a lot of games nowadays. So when I get one of those experiences, I definitely appreciate it. So
Yeah. No, I agree. The team's approach to this as a whole is just incredible. The way I would describe the way the gameplay never gets boring is very much if you guys have ever seen Love, Death, and Robots. It's kind of like that, where there are
for my new season,
multiple levels and times in the game where you're experiencing new mechanics and sections that you're like, man, this could be a whole game. Like
Yep.
just what we're doing right here could be. It's like they're taking complete concepts and then giving them to you in this game.
Yes. That's the crazy thing about it, because it's like you can literally just dedicate a whole game to this one little section that they made. And it's like, you know how much time and effort probably went into that section just for it to be 15 minutes long. Like, it's the fact that they do that, and they
Exactly.
put so much effort into these smaller sections and these big set pieces and these, extravagantly designed worlds, that you're like, wow, they really did all of this just for me to play it for 15 minutes and move on. That's dedication. That's a lot. That's because you wouldn't really expect that from really anybody else, to put that much into just one specific section that you're really never going to visit again, you know?
Yep.
So
You're like, dang, that was that one-off mechanic, or one-off few
and they never
mechanics.
used it again. Wow. Like, how long did it take them in gameplay concept, while they're, you know, talking about the game, and discussing what they want from the game, and how they want it to play? Like, how long were they talking about this specific gameplay mechanic for this one specific level, right, that they put in, and just for it just to be for one level, right?
Yeah.
Like, how much time went into doing this just for this small section? And when you think about that, you just got to be impressed by what Hazelight does.
You really do. You really do. Um, exactly. Give it away, but the drawing was definitely like crazy. The
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the drawing section.
yeah,
Yeah, I love
that
that
was
one.
insane. So Priscilla,
Yeah, the black and white.
Priscilla
Yeah,
was playing, was there with us when we were playing that one. Well, she was there the whole time, but like in particular,
yeah.
she was commenting on it when we were playing the drawing section, and we were like, "Oh my god, this is so crazy!" And it's just
Everything
happening as
happening
we're
as she's writing
playing.
the story. Like,
Yeah,
huh?
it was
I think
incredible.
they'll have. I think they'll have bows and arrows. It's like, nah, that's too typical. She erased it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a very cool
that was
section.
awesome. Um, Weeb, how you feel about this one, man? I know, like I said, I know you guys really enjoyed it as well. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, I'm not sure if I'll like it better than It Takes Two, but that's, like I said, mostly because that sort of set the bar, and this sort of feels like more of the same, but of course, evolving, and different setting, and definitely more challenging. And i- part like the side stories definitely, especially when you mentioned like the drawing book, like the fantasy ones were better. um
I agree.
I think the overall story I like more in It Takes Two. um and yeah, some of the interactions, like it's just, um yeah, like you mentioned, like initially why they're sort of hating each other, and sort of in each other's hair initially doesn't really vibe as well. Like, of
Hmm.
course, in the end, you get an explanation for why these characters are the way they are. um but sort of I like that better in It Takes Two, where just both of them are, um uh yeah, I mean, it's literally the old married couple, right? um
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's I mean, both are great. Like, I'm not saying, oh, I didn't like it or whatever, but if I'm still doubting which one I like best. But yeah, I mean, it's both have their pluses and minuses. Their advantages and disadvantages. I think mostly, yeah, the surprise effect probably will eke out It Takes Two for me. Um, but I mean, otherwise, it's a great game, and yeah, I definitely agree. It should be up there for game of the year, bar, of course, whatever else comes out this year, doing better. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic game, and like you guys said, like, if you haven't played it, get it. I mean, it's an incredibly fun experience for, a co-op experience, for two players, couch co-op, online, whatever you want to do. Um, you're gonna have a blast. Like you want to keep on playing, because they're every every time you get this amazing set piece and these amazing mini games, you just want to keep on playing. So, and that's what we did. Like I think we finished like 3 days or something, Omar. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, it didn't even feel like it didn't feel short. We're just doing do these long marathon sessions just to get it done, and then of
I
course
think
get
to
the
be
plat.
fair, we literally not life it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said.
Literally
Yeah,
daily.
yeah, and that's the kind of game it is. And yeah, I mean, nothing more to say. It's just absolutely fantastic that Hazelight did it again. And yeah, like you said, Morgan, I do look forward to their next game. Kind of wondering what they're going to do to cricket the formula this time. Who who knows? It's going to be like R
This
rated.
time,
This is gonna
I
get a
this time
DLC
it's
or
gonna be
not.
3 players.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, but
man.
one player is the backseat driver. Omar.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I could definitely see something like that. That was it's funny you mentioned that because that's kind of that was kind of the last Gears was you had the two people playing, but there was a third person who was like the robot that followed you and helped you and did a lot of stuff. So I could definitely see them implementing some sort of aspect like that. That would be kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, like you said, it's a game that definitely is very compelling. You don't really want to pull away from it. You know what I mean? Like you're constantly wanting to, all right, when are we gonna play again? When are we gonna jump back in? Like
Yeah,
that.
Yep.
that me and Weeb, literally, I am allergic to online game. But I literally took the Weeb number just so I can hit him up that faster than Twitter. Cause Twitter being nothing enough. When can we play? When are we playing?
Yeah, I mean, me and Morgan put in like 10 hours the first day and then finished it the next day. Like
Yeah.
we went crazy hard, and it was
Hmm.
worth it.
Well,
I didn't want to
sadly,
stop. So
well, to be fair, we have work, so
yeah,
we only
Morgan
could
Yeah.
play
Morgan
so
took the
much.
day off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I took the day off and I was mad I couldn't finish it in that day. So I was like, damn, I gotta go to work.
Even then, we both sacrificed. Like he would stay up later, and I literally sacrificed my sleep for it.
yeah,
That's how excited I was for playing it. And again, I never once felt bored.
I mean, like I
Would the
said,
game have been
it just
better?
doesn't let you.
Would have the game been better if it was bigger? I'm like, of course. What game isn't? But I'm like, it ended when
I actually disagree with that. I liked
it
exactly where it ended, so I
it
Yeah.
don't
ended
want it to be
Yep.
bigger.
Overstay
Same.
its welcome.
it ended when it ended, and it just felt fine. Like they were
I don't think
in.
y'all understand how big of a deal that is. Omar said he played the game and he wasn't once bored. That's very rare for
Not
Omar.
only
Okay.
that, I
It is
literally
rare.
beat it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to experience Mio, which turned out to be the better character. But I felt more connected with Zoe, but at the same time I felt connected with Mio because of her past and stuff like that. So yeah, like now this game, like they clearly seem to have not learned, cause it takes two. It's not a bad game, but it's amazing. They just elevated It Take Two to a whole different ballgame.
Agreed.
And two two genre that we all love, sci-fi and fantasy. What else can you wish for?
Yeah, I don't disagree.
And I love that hot dog moment. I love like there are for a game that has some serious,
There's a
genuinely
lot of moments.
serious topics. I love the funny moment, like the birthday cake and then open your mouth. I'm like, dude, I never thought of that. And then when Mio Zoe tells, I, don't, Mio said, don't say it. And Zoe is like, well, we need dentists to be clean or something like that. I love the duality between the two. I am curious how they're gonna be able to top it with their next game. I'm also curious if we're gonna get a DLC out of it. We already know it sold 2 mil in in 1 week, I think.
Yeah,
So
I think it's one of the things that Joseph was like. They don't really do DLC. They don't really do pre-order bonuses or anything like that. So I think it's kind of like his
You
whole
can't even
idea.
pre-order the damn game in
Yeah, you couldn't.
general.
Yeah, you
So
couldn't even
I think what
pre-order it.
he's gonna do then rest, gives his team a few days off, and then what should we call it? Um, make it so that they work on the next project, which I'm gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it is. We'll see what happens. I'm sure they've already got 100,000 ideas after working on that game as to what they want to do next. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Nelson, you haven't played it yet, right?
No, I own it, but I worked all last weekend,
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday.
So we'll see how you feel when you finally get through it. I'm sure you'll love it though. You played It Takes Two though, right?
Yep.
Okay, then yeah.
I don't think my kid's gonna be able to do it, so I gotta kind of wait. I was waiting on like Will's finishing it with RPG, and I worked last Saturday when they were playing it. So
I think it's doable. There was not really a difficult.
Don't let
I don't like having to
don't
instruct the whole time though. I get yelled
yeah
at enough
yeah
playing with somebody.
don't listen to Omar. Wait for a competent co-op player, and you'll enjoy it that much better.
I'm borderline as it is.
Yeah,
It's like
I think
the
it's
blind
interesting.
leading the blind.
They got, so they got 2 million sales, which means 4 million people played it. And that's 4
Oh,
million sales.
wait.
Huh?
Because a lot of people probably played it with multiple people.
Well, yeah,
no,
at
she's
least
saying
4
at
million.
least
Sure.
4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bare
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah. So I mean, that's they could have got 4 million sales, maybe. So I mean, the fact that again that the friend pass even exists is an amazing move by Hazelight.
You got game share and multiple users too on an account. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
shit.
But I think that's a really cool concept because that was potential sales. So that's very, very cool of them to do that.
Despite the friend pass, it's on 2 mil. Not only that, this is what's the best about it. You can literally crossplay with everyone. That's the biggest thing about it.
Yeah, that was big.
The, the only game I can think of that can do that is Monster Hunter, but I'm not sure.
No, there's quite a few games that could do that. I mean, Fortnite can do that. So I mean, there's a lot of games. But yeah, like I said, we'll see. We'll get Nelson's opinion on it later. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get up out of here. We just passed the 3 hour mark, so we're gonna get ready to slide. I'm gonna go get coffee, and we're gonna get back to gaming. Weeb, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, great show, everybody. You can find me on Twitter as a Weeb Sheriff at Infinite Rhizome, and as well on Blue Sky. I guess the less shittier version of Twitter. Yeah. Otter Nation.
Otter Nation.
All right, Nelson, where can the people find you, sir?
Gaming 12 on PlayStation and Twitter. And I was gonna say too, this is gonna be my last episode for probably till end of summer, at least.
Yeah, I know you're about to start.
I'm gonna be.
kicking behind at work. So
Oh,
that and I got outdoor stuff I gotta do, and Saturday's my only day to do it because I work Sundays, and goddamn it, Friday I'm tired.
understandable. Well, I know you'll be listening in, man. So it's all good, and we'll.
Oh, that's probably what I'll be listening to when I'm outside working on shit. So.
Yeah, we'll keep the spot ready for after the summer. It's all good. But Morgan, where can the people find you, ma'am?
Honestly, they can find me on PSN because fuck Twitter, to be honest. But
Facts.
yeah, but
You're gaming, right?
oh, absolutely. I'm about to get right up on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 right after the show ends. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Chill Bandit. Talking about games, playing games, posting games, if you're interested in that kind of thing. But thank you guys for coming through. It's been a fun discussion. I know we weren't here last week, but appreciate you guys coming out this week. Hopefully the gaming industry won't get too crazy for next week and it'll just be pure happy fun gaming talk, but I doubt it.
Right.
But knowing this industry, I doubt it. But thank you guys for coming through and see you next week. Otter Nation.
Otter Nation.
Nation.
And Omar, where can the people find you, sir?
You can find me on @Job on Twitter and Vitamin G Podcast every Monday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Very quick shout out to Solo Leveling for taking over One Piece place for most views in an episode. So yeah, shout
Oh
out to
damn.
that. Knowing One Piece, especially with the second half, what we're expecting, it's gonna be insane. So I'm curious how long it's gonna last. But yeah, no, hit that like button, share the stream out, and the most important thing, play your game. Like, it's that easy. It's that simple. Play your games. It don't matter. Apple, PlayStation, PC, Nintendo. Play your games. Yeah.
Absolutely. And again, I am your host, Innate, or known as The Real Innate on Twitter and Blue Sky. Again, like they said, you can find us gaming most of the time because that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
As you should.
Yeah, if you're not gaming, I don't know why you're in this community. But yeah, that's a story for another time. But yeah, appreciate everybody that came out. We had a couple first time listeners today. So specifically, I know I saw Ball Dante came through. So shout out to him. Shout out to everybody else who came
thanks,
through.
Ball Dante.
Yeah, all the regulars. Warwana, Hero Down Under, Sea Fresh, Salazar, Viper, of course, Sea Fresh. Like we had a gang of people come through today. Even Emmanuel stopped by to say what's up. So we like I said, we had a lot of people come through today and just have a good conversation, and it was really great. Quiet Doom as well. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's been a lot of fun. Shout out to Kay. Hopefully, what actually might happen, funny enough, is Kay might be back when Nelson has to go. So yeah, she's
we're gonna do a
I'll cover
trade-off.
her when she starts working in the winter.
yeah, so she
We're gonna get a trade-off. Let's go.
we might get a little trade off there. So Mama Kay's working on some things. So we'll see what happens there.
Yes.
Shout out
Yeah.
to her. Always getting the back and most important, gaming.
Exactly. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna get up out of here. Again, like Karaba said, like and share the stream out. But yeah, once again, man, I can't thank everybody enough for joining us, and we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Otter Nation.
Nation.